No. Hey
That's how you.
everyone, it's Skin and Bones. We're horsing around tonight. It's late night with Monos and BE. I just got back from my trip, but I'm really excited, and I already screwed up because of the stupid YouTube stuff, and I've been drinking, so whatever. I'm screwing it up. Mo, let me turn over to you for 2 seconds. How's it going?
Yeah. For once, it wasn't me that killed the algorithm. So thank you.
Right, exactly. Awesome. Yeah, that
What's up,
was a
man?
mess.
Welcome back.
Yeah, dude, I'm so happy to be back. I'm just getting things set up here, guys. Um, it
You
was.
cost me a lot of money when you were away.
I did. How did
Yeah,
that happen? What happened? I
because
missed
I was taking bets you weren't coming back alive.
right. I tried. I even tried to jump off. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun and I needed it. I needed to disconnect. I've never really done that. In fact, it's been getting worse and worse. And to disconnect after all the stuff that we've been doing, I've been doing, I needed it, man. So it was good. It was a good trip. But I'm ready to go again. This is the second stream of the night. I'm gonna get killed here in a video game. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. And I know you've got so many stories to tell me about everything that's going on with Drop Zone, some other stuff. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. Not sure how long it's going to last, but for everyone here, and it looks like we've got Bob Sales.
Bob
Good to see you,
Sales.
man. So yeah, we're just kind of testing a few things out.
Bob was holding it down. He was holding down the streaming. I wasn't even streaming the.
I heard he was streaming. He said he was streaming the live stuff, the
I
Viva
loved
drops.
it, man.
Yeah,
it was nice.
So yeah, it's definitely.
I still made my rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I went around, say hello to people, make sure they know we're still alive. But
representing.
Yeah, just and honestly, Bob, it's freaking Bob's fault. My schedule is all messed up.
Well,
that freaking birthday, dude, his birthday party,
it's still
screwed me up. Yeah, dude, it's like once my schedule gets out of whack, it's so hard to get it back.
That's funny.
I think I got it back.
I mean, just like me, jet lag. We were 3 hours behind, and then all of a sudden 4 hours behind, and it was like, whoa! I didn't realize we were going to go another hour behind, so that kind of messed things up. But I will flip it around fairly quickly. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, so everything was good. Trip was great. Super happy to be back. I mean, I saw your tweet the other day about Drop Zone. And I was like, what? You're like, he's winning. He's seeing all by himself. And then today we get to watch a race with Drop Zone, and Drop Zone kicks some butt again. So what is going on here? What are you doing, Mo?
Yeah, it was insane. What I've been doing, well, first of all, I've been making new scenes.
Yeah, he's got some good scenes going on here.
Do we like the daytime or the nighttime better? I got to put the screen up here first, but that's what I was doing.
But they both look good. I'll give you that.
Do we like the daytime or the nighttime?
Let's check it out again here.
I mean, I feel like right now the vibe obviously would probably lean towards more the nighttime.
It would be more nighttime, but either or, I'm happy with either. Again, we're testing things out, so that's the most important. We got TK in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. I'm just having streaming withdrawals, so here we are.
And check this out. This little homage. That's Drop Zone.
Yeah,
Drop Zone out there.
In the stars and the stars. I love it, man. Look at that.
So basically, when as we build out the syndicate barn, you know what I'm saying, horses will wind up in here. We'll be able to watch them grow, and
as they are. Mo Fresh is in the house. Good to see you, man.
Mo Fresh.
I mean, so we've got 3 wins out of the last 4 races, correct?
Correct. So yeah, I'll kind of give you the breakdown what's been happening. This happened with a lot of my horses. Like find the horse areas. I already got them into the race. 11 furlongs is pretty popular, which is nice. Because some of my other horses that I own, I just can never find the exact distance that they like.
Right.
So I'm like, do I want to wait 3 days or spend $12 and put him in something I know he's probably going to lose, or maybe just get my money back, you know what I'm saying? Like, and take third or fourth or something.
And test it.
Yeah, a lot of it's for testing. But once I already have the data, if I know they're not going to win, they're just going to kind of like hold on or make a late move and come up for the money,
Right.
It depends on how much risk I want to take.
But I mean, it was definitely a fairly long race compared to what I was used to today. I'm like, I thought it was over, and then like we were only halfway done. So
Right, and that's kind of what happened. So I have a few horses like this, to be honest. So if you look at the ticket or the horse, right? Just look at the horse. If you look at the dad, right? It's an A. It came from an A plus with an S minus speed, S minus start, which is above the average of the horse, which will normally kind of lead you more towards a sprinter path, 4, 5, 6 furlongs, which is where I started. An A stamina, he's got lower than the average stamina for his horse. He shouldn't like 11. But he has an S minus finish. Now, finish is for the later stage of the race. So what it looks like is happening here is River Runs Red's the mom. And River Runs Red, even though she only had 1 win, 1 second, 5 thirds, and 21 races, which, a third of the time she was in the money, right? Top 3. But if you come here and look at her kids, first of all, she's the mom of Dice Man. I know you liked my tweet earlier. Yeah, Dice Man's insane. He's got 9 wins out of 23 races. Me and my uncle own this horse together. This horse is nuts. I also bred with Diablo again, which is his dad, and I wound up getting a filly. This is why you were away.
Right.
Did I tell you?
Wow.
No,
I didn't know you got a. No, I didn't.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I got a filly from the same pairing of Dice Man.
Wow.
Which basically, and it's an A. Now it's an A, which means it's higher than Dice Man, which means it might also be a weaker horse, unfortunately. You kind of want the lower end of the spectrum if you're going to get like a really good horse. This will be a good test because her and Dice Man. But she's also a filly. I think most people think fillies are weaker, and they should be because they are in real life. But anyway, the reason why I came in here is because if she's producing winners with Dice Man,
right,
and Drop Zone, so her first 2 kids are just killing it, right?
Right.
And I think the reason behind it, looking at her, she's an A minus. Okay, her start's an A minus, her speed's an A. She's not really leaning in a sprinter mode. She's more in like probably a mid-range runner. But then it's A minus, A minus, A minus, A minus.
Okay.
And she's an A minus, which basically tells you that's even across the board. Okay. Whereas, like I said, the higher grade of an A, I'd count that as like, above average. So she actually has like a build of like a mid-range, but doesn't really have anything special. But it seems like no matter what you dump into her, she's kind of putting out a really good base for whatever the males do. For them just kind of take over with the genes. Because again, it's a different dad. This horse is first of the month. The other horse is Diablo from Dice Man. So she's the common denominator here, which, again, this isn't a fact because it's all theory crafting, but, from my own
you have an idea
research.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, from my own, 6 months of research at this point. She just seems to accept whatever you put into her, and she'll pump out some nice horses. So far.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying, so maybe if her stamina might be a little bit higher since it's an A minus,
right,
you can go back on these original horses and look at the ticket. You can't do this with the newer horses. And oddly enough, she actually has a 0 stamina. I didn't actually know that. I kind of expected to open that up and see a 2.
But maybe you just figured out some special formula, right? Like you said, kind of some weaker traits. Maybe in the end, the horse might do better, right?
Yeah, honestly, none of this makes sense, which is why I didn't really run Drop Zone at 11 furlongs.
Well, okay, so the normal races that I've seen you do, how long are those? The normal?
Yeah, well, I'll take it back to the beginning when you were still here. So yeah, we started off with the 4 furlong race.
Right.
Because again, I thought he was a sprinter. If you look at the parents, and even if I were to put those 2 horses in front of anybody in photo finish and say, "Tell me what type of horse you think this baby would be,"
they'd say
I don't think people would go to 11 furlongs. They'd probably go maybe 6, 7, and then maybe drop it down for 4 or 5. But anyway, yeah, man. So
It's pretty interesting, though. I'd like to know the algorithm, how it works.
Well, I think the algorithm is that horses have genetics.
Sure.
In real life and in photo finish. And supposedly that there's 8 genes, or 8 genetic pairings that they could send back and forth.
Right.
So basically the baby's in the middle, you got the dad above it and the mom below it, and they all have a series of numbers from 0 to 2. Actually, no, 0 to 3. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3. And from those numbers, it'll take a dominant one from the mom in some areas and take a dominant one from the dad in other areas.
Okay.
But there's 2 hidden genetic traits that we don't know about. I swear one of them is whether or not the horse is a long range runner or a sprinter, just like in real life. Because in real life, they have the same hereditary gene that's passed down, which is why English Channel horses in real life love running long on the turf. If you put them in a short race on the dirt, they don't know what the hell to do. Any of them.
Right. They get their second wind, right?
Don't you think if it was just like, oh, well, the horse was trained a certain way, don't you think some of them would just run on the dirt? No.
I mean, they have to be comfortable with what they do, especially if it's longer runs. I think that would be harder, right? You got to know you have better oxygen saturation, things like that.
So right, but even surface of horses. Like I said, you don't know this because you don't play real horses, but
right,
like English Channel, you will never see them on the dirt, and if you do, it's because they were supposed to be on the grass and they got rained out, and maybe they'll leave the horse in, but you don't ever see English Channel horses running on the dirt. That's what I'm saying. It's just kind of weird. Like,
I mean, it sounds like you're right. Why would that not be a trait? So why are they hidden? Are we ever going to find out what they are, or is it just going to stay hidden?
It'll probably stay hidden, because I mean, I feel like there's certain things if you just know, it just kind of ruins it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like once you put a number on it and say, oh, okay, you retired your horse, he loved 7 furlongs. Okay, you retired the other horse, she loved 11. You know, smack him in the middle, you got 10. I don't really know if that's the case. As a matter of fact, I think this horse in particular proves it's not the case.
Well, how the hell did you dial into that specific 11?
Okay, so it's a good question actually. Well, first of all, I watched.
I'm just kidding.
That's all right. Keep on drinking, funny man. Let's say laugh it up, Chuckles. Your internet's so much better already, by the way. I just want to throw it out there.
Good.
Yeah, I've been really keeping an eye on it. But so I tend to watch the races probably like 3 to 5 times each. I literally spend probably 6 to 8 hours a day on photo finish. Like
this
research.
Is exactly why and I hate to sell the syndicate, but I mean it just makes this is why I'm so interested, because like there's no better person you could do this with. Obviously no guarantees, but yeah, the fact that you get so much enjoyment out of the intricacies of this.
Dude, the research alone, bro. The research to me is what really fucking gets me going. And like I said, I mean, we had the horses, the babies were born.
Right.
It's. I think you saw my post earlier about like I got a 40 horse fucking barn. Like
that's just nuts.
I mean, okay, we have syndicate with you. I got another 1, 2 with a syndicate. So basically, like another 5 or 6 with a syndicate. But that's really it. Actually, no, because I have some males, I guess. Let's just call it 10. I probably still have 30 that are mine. And one thing I've noticed is that we've had some winners, man. So what happened was when I had all the babies born, I just started selling.
Right.
I probably sold too many, actually.
Yeah, but you never know what you're going to do. That put you in a good place,
Yeah, if anything, it just allows me to bring in new blood. And so, for instance, what I did was I was like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have sold that horse because, we already have 3 people interested in the new syndicate.
Right.
So with me and you, that's 5 already. So that only leaves space for 5. So I mean, we have to figure that out. You know what I mean? And I don't really just want to go buying crap. So
absolutely right.
I even put on the message that it's probably going to be 30 this time if we want to do it. Only because, again, I had to buy a horse. I bought 2 horses. And unfortunately, my only options were already named. And I was a little pissed they were already named because I hate when people do that. But if my research is correct, some things I don't even really want to talk about on
Fair
stream,
enough.
but I don't really care.
I mean, you're allowed to keep some of this kind of, you know.
Nah, it is what it is. If my research is correct, this horse is going to be insane. Now, I don't normally like an S- with a B+. I think most of the data that I look at makes that seem like it doesn't work out.
It doesn't help, is what you're saying.
However, if I go into this horse, Kentucky Gold, who bred a female and, you know, had a good record. I don't know what it sold for or whatever, but it wasn't running claiming races, you know?
Right,
and that's things that you're going to learn, right? There's different types of races. You know, when you look through a horse history, you don't want to see claiming races because that means they don't give a shit about the horse.
Right, they don't care. They're willing to give it up. By the way, Big A is in the house. Good
Big
to see
A,
you.
what up, Big A?
Just going over some horse stuff, some photo lives. You might find this interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, I looked at Kentucky Gold. I looked at who she was breeding. I looked her up on the charts, and she is like number 15 rated horse at the right dirt firm at her level or whatever. So even over, like I said, like A's and A pluses and shit. So I said, okay. So if they're saying that this is a really high caliber horse, and River Runs Red is also I'm told is a real high caliber horse, she's pumping out fire. I was like, so why wouldn't I take a shot on this horse? Right. So the horse's name is William LaRue Weller. Now, here's how I look at it. My favorite slot is a fishing slot, and I call him Bill the Fisherman. That's what I call the guy because he looks like a fucking Bill. So I think Wellerman is fisherman, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because one of my favorite songs is called The Wellerman, and I'm pretty sure it's about a fisherman, according to the lyrics. So if that's true, then it's almost like an omen that Bill the Fisherman, or Bill Fisher, showed up when I play, you know, my favorite slot. So anyway, grabbed him. The other one that popped up, which I thought was interesting for the syndicate, name alone, Shoot the Moon. I was like, well, if we were going to have an already named horse,
this would be the one we'd want, right?
I was like, yeah, Shoot the Moon actually is a pretty cool fucking name, right? I was like, I might name a horse Shoot the Moon. So I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. $300. I bought it. It's an A, 7.5 stars, very more than capable.
Respectable, yep.
Looking at the bloodlines again. Now, again, I don't normally like this when I see the B- with an S. I fucking hate it.
Right.
But telling you, man, when I went back and I looked at this freaking horse, look at what this freaking mom shot out. An A- that has 10, 2, and 1 out of 16. It's only been off the board 3 times.
Right.
So, look who it bred with, Clint Beastwood. Which is the dad from the other horse that I just showed you with Bill Fisher. So I'm telling you, like, this horse, I know Clint Beastwood pumps out fire because I have 2 Clint Beastwood horses of my own. And I sold my first filly that was bred with Clint Beastwood. And this is my favorite part about photo finish, is that you actually will, I know this. And you start to learn this shit if you actually give a shit.
Right. I actually just made this bigger so I could see it better.
On this list, you're going to see a horse called Arpegia. If it would stop doing this stupid fucking reload thing. Oh my god. So annoying. There she is. But here's Arpegia, who turned out to have a fucking insane speed, and I'm so mad I sold this horse now. So mad. But I have to go back and just breed it again. Because I know I can get the same...
the bloodline, right. You can get
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what I sold a horse for, I can breed it 10 times. You know what I mean? So I just got to pray like one of the 3 times I get a similar style of horse, you know? And I'll just sell off the other ones for profit along the way too.
Right.
Anyway, the point is, Arpegia, look at the bloodline, Clint Beastwood, Cynthia, my horse. Cynthia's 0 for 5. in her lifetime. I barely fucking ran her because I knew she was trash and I didn't want to ruin her value.
Right.
You know, but
well, let me ask you this, because this is a question I had about Drop Zone. Why is that something you'd want to keep running because it's doing well, or would you want to stop and be like, look how many races this ran in this short period of time?
Well, I mean, it's a great question. I just think that the problem right now, maybe it's not as much of a problem for Drop Zone as it much maybe for Dice Man. And I use Dice Man as a perfect example because he's an A-.
Right.
So think about people that are breeding. Because what are our options? We either keep running Drop Zone or we shut them down and pray people breed with them at $50 a clip.
Right.
You know, they click on them, right? They go in, they look at the charts. They go, ooh, look at this. He's never lost a race at 11. He's got 3 wins in a second. That's insane. I got to breed with this horse.
Right.
I mean, could it happen? Sure. But
more people want more detail. They want more experience, I guess.
I mean, at this phase of the game, I still just feel like most of the value is in like the S minuses, the S horses.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe even some of the A pluses to a certain degree. Like, I don't really see us ever getting a horse that, you know, like, oh, guaranteed 10 breeds, $500 a month.
Right. And I don't see that with
unless it's like an S minus. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we could always take Drop Zone and, you know, try to breed them up. Although actually, not really, because I don't think I have a higher lift dirt firm filly. And unfortunately, right now, with the prices of horses and more people continue to come in, it's expensive, yeah. Oh, you know, I just realized something. If we're going to do this, I got to do it right, man. Now I'm capturing the other window, which means I wouldn't... Wait, what the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm. So total, how many runs has Drop Zone done? And never lost? Is that the whole?
No, he's lost.
First 3 times, right?
Yeah. So we'll go over the full history here and how we approached it. All right. So we looked at the 4 furlong race. This is when you were here. Right. I mean, listen, he showed early speed, got out the gate, you know, and then just broke down so quick. Like that was insane. And normally when you see something like this, it's kind of a wake-up call that you're on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Right.
However, I didn't really want to... Dude, 11 would have... It probably been my last guess. And I'll get to why I chose the 11, but... So I did that, and I came back with the 6.
Right.
And I came back with the 6, and I said, okay, well, he did nothing. 11, 12. But then he kind of made a little bit of a move. Finished 10th. So,
right.
All right. Reasonable. I don't know how well people can see this. Try to make this bigger, maybe. Yeah. That's probably better.
Yeah, it's better for me.
Yeah. So, you know, 11, 12, made a little bit of a move at the end, but 6 furlongs, okay, whatever. Because I'm set in my ways sometimes, I'm like, shit, there's no way he's a long-range runner. So I went to 5 furlongs. Nope. Just no move early, just died off immediately. I said, okay. And I remember looking at the races available. And I remember just saying, you know what? For 420, I was like, screw it. And it was also in the morning. And I think there was a drop on this day.
Okay.
So I figured I might be live or somebody would be live and I'd jump on and call it. So I joined it. It was 10:36 in the morning. Yeah. And then sure as shit, man, like this.
Yeah, you can go through the replay. I forgot.
Yeah, this crazy guy, man. So he shot out the gate. I mean, he's a beautiful gray horse, first of all.
Right.
A lot of times when you look at the horses in the website, they don't look gray.
I was going to say, no, yeah, now I see it. Yeah.
You see he's got that grayish like sheen to him?
Yeah, yep.
I love it. I have another horse with that same similar sheen. But anyway, I mean, he flew out the fucking gate here, right? And I'm like, okay. So At this point, all I'm really waiting for is when is he going to die?
Right. Freddie's got to die, and he's not going to.
Well, I mean, you could just kind of, like right there,
right. He definitely,
he just passed 3 furlongs, right? So you could just kind of track this when you're watching the race. This is hopefully to the point where you'll be one day if you ever, start owning some more horses or really cared to dive into it. But, when you watch these races, there's things you can look at. So like the 8 horse right here, for example.
Right.
I can tell you right now, this 8 horse, if we go back and look at it, it's probably going to be a sprinter. Because... You guys see my mouse? Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah, no, I see it. Yep.
Yeah. I just turned it back on yesterday. You see, he just starts falling back, right?
Right.
And they're just crossing the 5 furlong mark. So it kind of tells you he basically ran 4 furlongs and then just ran out of gas.
Right.
So we never even saw that from drop zone.
No.
And now he's just continuing.
He's just continuing to go, right.
Right, he's just continuing on his way. He's, actually the 8 is making a little bit of a comeback here, but
I mean, it's just interesting. Were you blown away when you saw this?
I was absolutely blown away when I watched this race. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" So you see the 6 horse just blew a tire at 7 furlongs. So you could tell that if you go back and look at that horse's history. Probably a 6-7 furlong runner.
Right.
But here we are now at the top of the turn. Here comes the 8, who I thought was a sprinter. I guess maybe not. But, he tries to challenge us. And
I mean, it's a long race compared to what I was used to watching. So it's felt like there's a lot of time to lose, especially like in today's race.
Yeah.
It also gave time to come back, which is nice.
Right. And I wish I had more horses that ran long like this. So I was actually very, very happy to have an 11 furlong runner. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, I kind of just put him in there because of the time, and it worked out. I mean, did he really beat any good horses though? I mean, that's usually the question, and you know what? He actually didn't. Even the horses that he beat still never broke their maiden.
Yeah, but we have 2 other races to look at also.
Correct. And we also have I have this up here. I put it in the Discord. We have the 10th fastest time.
Really?
At 11 furlongs. So
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not just like, oh, we got lucky and beat it, whatever. Like we just would have whooped whoever's ass was in that race.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the way we kind of figured that out was the next race. This was the...
Hey, what's up, Abdul? Good to see you, man.
Abdul, what's up, Abdul? If you guys have any questions in chat, but I know I'm just a lot of rambling here, but we're just kind of going over what Bees missed. So we won a maiden race. A maiden race, we had no weight. We basically were at the bottom of the food chain, and we had all the advantages. I was okay. Now what? Now you go to a handicap.
Right.
I don't always like handicaps. Now in this race, he was carrying 6 pounds.
Okay.
Because he's coming into this race with a win. You know what I'm saying?
This is the kind of BS they do in the game to kind of even it out. Nice.
In handicap races, yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain races that operate this way, and there's some that don't. In Australia, this is how they handicap racing. In real life, in America, they don't.
They kick them in the nuts.
It's a little different. Right. It's like restrictive. It's restriction based. Like hasn't won 3 times in 90 days or whatever. So here we actually didn't get the early start. This is a similar race, I guess, to what we saw today, where he
right.
Although today we actually did get out. I think we dropped back, right?
We did drop all the way back. We dropped
all the way back.
All the way back, yeah. All right, so here we go.
And this is what I'm kind of looking for.
Right.
Yeah, when I'm watching these races, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the horse to come up and make the move. Not here. This is, passing the wire for the first time.
Right.
But I like to see him at least. Right. Well, he's just moving with the pack.
Right.
That's what we want to see, and that's what he did. Now the
holding
thing about
pace
Drop
and then you
Zone,
run out.
yeah, he's holding pace exactly. What's nice about Drop Zone is his speed is so high, and we know this because top 10 at the 11 furlongs.
Right.
His speed just carries him forward at all times. If you notice that, like watch all the other squares at the bottom. I watch those more than the race sometimes, but
Right.
if you watch those squares, you'll start to see when they start to deviate.
Shift. Yes.
Yeah, when they deviate, and it'll kind of give you some things like right there. The 7 deviated back, and then the 3 we deviated forward. Because sometimes it might look like you're going forward, and the 8 just fell back.
I'm looking at that. Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can tell. Let's see here.
So here, this was the race where I was like, oh shit, we might really be onto something because Boy Named Sue, which is my top horse in the barn, Dice Man's probably going to take that over at some point. But at this pace, I mean, Drop Zone could be up there too to take 20 wins over the course of a career.
Crazy.
Because I mean, right here, I mean, this is like,
well, what
there's
point?
Nobody around.
This is crazy. There's nobody around. At what point would you say, if he had, let's say, straight losses, would you say, all right, we chalk this up as he ran his course, we try to breed, or do you just run it no matter what and just hopefully you get the good overall record?
I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky with these horses because, like, he is that damn good. I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding, but I just don't know how much of a market. I mean, he's an 8. He's an 8-star preference A horse. I mean, people do breed with A's. You know, we get moderator.
Is there a bargain shop? Like you said, 50. What do we care if we make 25 or 30?
Nah, because 50 is the floor. But you have, but you have people that have S minuses and even S's that put them at the floor. Like they just don't care. They just put their.
So you can't go below 50, is what you're saying.
And 60 with the fee. Nope.
Dang. Okay.
Right.
All right. Because that's how I would play the.
Well, people do. They do like rebates. They're like, come read twice with Drop Zone, and I'll send you back 50%, or you know, a third of your breeding cost or whatever. So it would cost them, you know, $100, and you would ship them back, whatever, ship them back $25, give them back 25%. You know.
Right. Okay.
So you can do shit like that to kind of lower the price, but
you have to trust the person too, right?
Well, they have to trust me.
No, I know you.
They're breeding from me.
Right. Just other people. You have to trust them to do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm the most public person in photo finish. For me to scam somebody for fucking $25 would be the dumbest thing in the world.
I wouldn't see you do that. Also, I wonder how many people are actually offering that type of deal.
Oh, they do it. No, they do it. They put it in Discord. And I feel like the team probably should have put the kibosh on that, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would like that at all, but...
I mean, listen, they still get their cut. I mean, me and Vault used to... We never saw eye to eye on this aspect of it.
Who's in the house? We got
D what's up, D?
in the house. Good to see you.
Great stream, D.
Yeah, long time no see. Sorry I had to leave. I've got my new router set up. We're kind of testing it out. So
yeah, I told you I was getting dragged in tech support, D.
And in the meantime, we get to learn about the horse.
I went to go eat and then chill with the girl for a little bit. I was like, I got to run out before 11.
We got
that's why I shot out. But
Uncommon podcast, and I guess Hanana's behind one of those. I hope the computer is maybe being fixed.
Yeah, hopefully you get nothing fixed, man. But yeah, so to answer your question about the breeding aspect,
right?
I just don't know how profitable we'll ever be breeding as a syndicate. I really don't.
I wouldn't think that it would be, but I wasn't
at least not with these types of horses. You know what I mean? It's different if we had, like I said, an S minus, where we spent $500 on an S minus and it ran like this. You know?
Right.
But that being said, you know, we talked about this before we started the whole thing. You might get the gem. You know, I mean, this horse could continue to dominate, and you know, we shut him down, put him on the stud market, and if he got, you know, 10 breeds over a 6-month period. I mean, yeah, still $500.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of ways to make this work. I was just curious if, at what point, let's say, would it be worth that somebody would say they would breed at this, it's 20 wins. That's the big test.
No, I think it's more in the grade of the horse. That's what I'm getting
Okay,
at.
so
Like
it
this
won't
horse,
even matter.
well, I think it'll matter to some people, but I think right now the name of the game is getting to the highest graded horse as quickly as possible.
Right.
And I think people are going to realize that they look at some of my horses the way I'm breeding that they might be making a huge mistake. But again, like there are some outlier horses that are B bred with an S and bred a nice horse, but I've pretty much gone through every horse I think in the top 100, even maybe top 150.
Right.
That was, the new horses from last month that are now 3 years old, and they're not being bred from B minuses to S's. Like they're all being bred from like an A to an S minus or an A to an S or even like an A minus to an S minus is pumping out some good shit. I don't know, man. It's just some people went crazy with the jump. So the point is, if you notice, every time I said a grade that they were breeding with, I never said A.
Right.
And that's what we have. You know what I mean? So that being said, an option we could go for the next syndicate, and I'll run it by people in chat. We could go and take a shot with Bill Weller. Now, again, the horse was already named. I didn't really like that. But I looked at the horse. I love what I saw from the horse. We looked at what Clint Beastwood did with some other B minus. Kentucky Gold is, like I said, top 15 RDF right third firm horse in the entire game, not just at a B plus. So that's pretty crazy. So I don't know. We could take a shot with something like this, because now this horse, if this horse came out and did what Drop Zone does,
right,
and puts out a better than average record, this horse is an A plus. So when you shut this horse down, you could potentially get more breeds because it has 2.5, 2.5, 2.
Right.
So it's only 7 out of 9. It's not the greatest.
Could be worse. By the way, Bruin 88 in the house. Good to see you, man.
What up,
yeah,
bro?
It's not bad at all, though. I mean, I think it's still,
Well, you got to remember, it takes the average of the two for the most part. All right. So I can pull up, pull this up.
Dude, I couldn't believe when he won today. Were you surprised, or did you think by this point he was just going to do well?
Yeah, I actually felt really confident about it. I was going to put a wager in on it. Because I put a wager in on Dice Man. I won like an extra $60.
Nice.
He was like fucking 11-1, dude. I'm like, that's my horse. Dude,
right,
11-1 on my horse, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I put $5 on and got back 66. What the hell it was? Well, I commit. Oh, it's over here. Do you see the breeding reports? So this is when you're gonna like breed the two horses together, and you'll normally get like an average of the two, right? So this is showing you the range of like, okay, if you have two horses with 3 stars left, you're guaranteed to get a 3-star left. That's what this line means.
Okay.
Over here means you're gonna get either a 2.5 to a 3, and this one's a 2 to a 3. So it could be anywhere within that range. So you can get a 3, 3, 3, 9, perfect 9-star horse. Or you could get a 3, 2.5, 2 on the worst side of it. Like that's the variable, you know what I'm saying? The variance in the
That's
breeding.
the range that you're going to get. Right.
Right. Same up here with the speed, the start, everything. Right? So, we get moderator, Grail Mary, both A horses, but according to this, I can get an S speed. It's not likely. You're more than likely to land in the gray box, but
right. It's a potential possibility.
It is a potential. So you could potentially get a super horse that comes out like a freaking S or an S minus. You know what I mean? Basically holding like all these top stats. So the problem is, if you got an S minus, you would worry that like stamina, finish, and heart were all S, but then your start would be a B.
Okay.
Like that's what you don't want. You know what I mean? So that'd be the worst case scenario, I guess. Or maybe start wouldn't be so bad as a B for a long range runner, actually. But you wouldn't want the speed to be all the way down here at like a B plus, because that would ruin the entire horse.
But are people doing that just because they have no clue what they're doing?
Well, we don't know until they retire the horses. The only way you know is by running the colt. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, again, I don't have drop zones. Oh, wait, fuck, yes I do. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yes I do. What am I talking about? I have his breeding report.
How many breeding reports you have?
I get 200 a month.
So then you grab all yours?
Yeah, you get 10. You get 10 per filly.
Okay.
And normally they're $50 each, but if you have 20 profile pictures, you get them for free. What although average,
can you just?
Nah, you can't. You're not allowed to trash for them. Where the hell is my Oh, I didn't even think about that. Probably from so long ago. I know he's from first of the month.
By the way, anyone in the chat, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, just let us know in the chat. We're just going over PhotoFish Live, trying to figure out why the Syndicate horse is doing so well. Mo knows, but I don't. So maybe you can learn too.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm you're kind of going over stuff here.
There is a lot of guess. It's funny though, because some of it, like, you think you've dialed in and then you're proven wrong, right? And then it just ends up just being chance. But whatever you figured out, there's something you're getting right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at like a 90% success ratio with my like horses that I've bred personally or purchased because of a breed.
Right.
I'm at like a 90% clip.
I mean, if you were at 55%, that would be good. I'm just saying that's.
But I've had a few horses that I bought just on a whim.
Right.
Or I was like, oh, I want to get into that archetype, and
yeah, Big A's in this is the only syndicate we have right now, the drop zone.
Correct. This is the only syndicate.
Yes, so yes, you are the good. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's done so, or that drop zone's done very well. Mo figured out basically it wasn't a sprinter. But now the longest I thought you said was 20 furlongs. Am I correct? Or am I getting that?
No, longest in the game is 12.
Oh, it's 12. So I wasn't even close. So 11, which is what Drop Zone's doing, is pretty much at the end. Would you try 12 or no?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I keep finding 11 every day. So
yeah, I mean, if you find 11, why not go with what's winning? Totally.
Yeah, if there's 11. Okay, if there's 11 running, then why not? Okay, so here's the breeding report. So this is the breeding report for Drop Zone. Holy shit. And it still doesn't make sense. Look at this stamina.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta pull this up a little closer because I can't see the chat if I'm doing this. All right, so here we go. Yep, left, turf, dirt. Let's see, soft.
Oh, yeah, so it's start speed, here, stamina, right? But look at the stamina. His stamina could be all the way from a B to roughly like an A plus S minus range. I have a Photoshop overlay. So normally what I do is I download these and I pull them directly into Photoshop.
And you know exactly where that A plus is and S or S minus.
Yeah, it has all the lines and everything drawn, so I know like pretty much where it is. I mean, I guess by now I can kind of eyeball it, but at first it was very helpful.
Here's what's interesting. I mean, the stamina is really good, but it's everything else is, S, pretty close to S, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but the right is better. As far as
max potential, right?
Right. So, but it still doesn't matter because if Drop Zone got the greatest potential on stamina, it's still only going to be right here, which I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's not. So what's causing it? Is it its heart?
Well, that's what it might be. So what might be happening here, and again, I'll try to make guesses along the way, but if I had to guess, he's got an A plus stamina,
right?
And his temper is probably going to be like an S minus, like his temperament or his heart. One of those two is like super, super strong, and if it turns out to be the heart, then we're really going to be onto something there because my Joker babies and my Joker horse didn't really have heart. He had a 0 heart on the ticket, so maybe that is the key. You know.
Well, yeah, and they haven't explained exactly what everything means, I guess, or.
I mean, they kind of give us the overview, but they'll never fully, unlock Pandora's box and
Right.
give us a peek inside. But yeah, so it's they enjoy watching us suffer and
right, they're laughing
theory
like he's
crapping anyway.
completely wrong, or holy crap, I can't believe he figured it out.
Yeah, you figured so. But the best possible situation for drop zone would have been, well, we got 2.5, 3, 2.5.
Right.
And according to this, we could have gotten a 3, 3, 2.5. That would have been the best. So we didn't even get the best version. You know. Now, what does this mean? What this means is I might want to take my River Runs Red Horse again in like a month or two and go back to first of the month again. If I go back to first of the month, I could try to get a female version of Drop Zone.
Right.
If we get a female version of Drop Zone, now we're talking. Because if you have the female, you breed it, you retire it right away.
Oh, you wouldn't retire it. You wouldn't even chance it.
Every female, well, you have to race it for a month.
Right.
But you can't retire until 3 years old anyway, so you might as well race him for the first month. Even though Mojita, I'm probably not racing Mojita. I think I've made the executive decision to not race her. This horse costs more than my fucking car, BE.
It's just crazy. Make some money, man. For
yourself. And I had somebody offer me like $6,000 for this horse the other day.
Really? Ooh.
But I refuse to sell it. Because if I breed with an S Plus colt, and I can't breed till... Well, she's going to start racing in October.
Right.
I can breed her in November, which means I'll get my first baby in December. So I spent all that money, and I got to wait all that time for any sort of return, right?
Any return, but...
Which is not that long. It's like 5 months, but, or 4 months. If I breed her with an S+, and she pops out an SS-, because it is possible. If you breed like a level with a level up, it could actually go another level up on the breed, which is crazy. So if she breeds out an SS- filly,
right,
you're looking at 5 digits minimum. At least 10 G's. At least 10 G's.
Oh, really? Wow. By the way, G-Money, good to see you. He says, look what the cat dragged in.
What's up, G-Money?
Good to see you. Yeah, no, absolutely. So...
And that's every month.
Right.
For 2.5 years. Well, no, longer than that. No. Yeah, about 2.5 years. You could basically breed this thing out and just keep going. Right? No, what's the math on that? 2 years.
This is a real 2 years, too.
A real 2 years. Yes, a real 2 years. Like 24 months,
right.
Basically.
Right.
So, why take the money now? I already own the filly. My girlfriend didn't leave me.
Right.
She actually asked me if I was going to buy another filly, and I think she kind of wanted me to.
Why not?
Well, here's the reason why not. And then we'll talk about Drop Zone a little bit more. So the team just came out because we had ideas. Like I wanted to move everything over to a new syndicate, Skin and Bone syndicate. We can't do that anymore.
Right.
Everything has to run through me, and the reason is we have to KYC very soon.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
So there will be no transferring horses back and forth and things on the record financially and all that shit. Like,
it's becoming legit.
Yeah, when it's off the radar, it's one thing.
Right.
Like, all right, cool. We'll ship 3 horses over to Skin and Bone Syndicate where I got my nice silks and everything, and But if there becomes like financial liability and transaction history and my social and shit's linked to it at that point, my ID, like I'm gonna, not doing that. So everything will continue to run under my roof, which honestly works out better anyway because if we move it out, we don't get access to breeding reports and anything. So
I mean, it doesn't bother me. It sounds better to me, honestly.
Well, I wanted to do it because I wanted to change out the silks. I wanted to change out the logo and the colors, but
no, I gotcha.
First of all, if they had like different like presets, like log in, and then today I want preset 1 or I go to preset 2.
Right.
That would be one thing. or maybe even like, okay, this horse, when you run this horse, what silks do you want this horse to have? And it'll give you a selection of like 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then I can say, okay, whenever I run drop zone, I just select the skin and bone silks. You know what I'm saying? With our colors. And then what I'm doing with my horses, I just run the Bigfoot.
Right.
But I just this logo is way more than a logo to me. So this will probably never get changed, honestly.
That wouldn't bother me. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
that's, and I understand why too. So
yeah, this logo is is why I am the way I am, is this damn footprint right here. So
right,
that's not getting changed. But if they ever came out with a preset, I wouldn't, like I said, I would run certain horses under the Skin and Bone Syndicate.
It's all vanity stuff. I really don't care.
No, it is all vanity.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
yeah, I'd rather you be happy, and let's just see if we can get Drop Zone to win, and whatever we do next. I don't care about these things, other than like you care about that particular one. That's cool.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, so we pretty much figured out that he just liked the 11 furlongs. I said, okay.
Right.
Bruce said, what was he missing? We're just diving back into a recap of
Drop Zone.
Why
Drop Zone's doing well, that type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's a complete outlier to his stats. I mean, I have other horses like this, you know. However, the ones that are like this aren't really good. It's not like they're awesome at like a weird distance. They're kind of like mediocre somewhere where I didn't expect them to be good. So I don't really know what to make of that.
G Money wants to know about Bigfoot Amusement Park. I guess he doesn't know the story.
Oh yeah. So Bigfoot. Yeah, so Bigfoot Park was basically a amusement park in my backyard. We had a corner house, big backyard, and my dad built like a roller coaster, carnival game, zip lines, wrestling rings, basically all that sort of shit.
I didn't know wrestling rings.
Dude, we had everything, man. We had everything. This backyard was massive. God, and obviously we ran in phases too. You know, it's like, oh, it's this type of season, so like we cleared it out. Like, oh, and then we had the American Gladiators phase, which was my favorite.
That's cool. That would be my favorite for sure.
So remember the human cannonball?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Right. So my dad built the human cannonball. We had these awesome trees. So he threw the rope up, right? And we had this fence that went around the perimeter of the backyard. So what we'd do is we'd stand up at the top of the fence and you'd lean backwards holding onto the rope. And then the guy would get up on the pedestal and he'd have like we had a pillow, but we had like 2 pillows duct taped together or some shit. And the kid would, jump backwards and then swing down. The other kid would be sitting there and try to knock him off the pedestal. Bro, my boy was like 90 pounds. And the kid swinging had to be like $150, $160 back when we were like 8 years old. Big boy.
Right.
I shit you not, it was the one time. I forgot what was going on. We had something going on, and we turned the pedestal around, and we swung from the other direction.
Ooh.
Not realizing that when my boy Frankie hit Tim on an upwards angle with all that force, he launched him about 15 feet backwards and over the fence.
Oh, no.
Bro, he was airborne, and I thought he was going to get impaled on the wooden fence. Ooh. And he fucking launched over it, thank God. But my boy Frankie, bro, and here's the thing, too. I feel bad now, but, like, back then, they used to pick on this kid all the time. Like, my house was, like, the safe haven for him. He used to get bullied and shit, and, like, I would be like, yo, listen, you come to my house, like, we don't fuck with people like that. But other people used to fuck with this kid all the time, and I always felt like Frankie went out of his way to like fucking launch him. But it was funny.
Here's the other thing, and I didn't know this. Dr. Strange it was just a month ago. Thought he at least had heard of the park, like it was so well known.
Oh, it was definitely well known, and that's definitely what he heard of. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean the
doc didn't know me from a hole in the wall before the internet shit. So
but
like
he knew of that.
Yeah, that's why when people are like, "Oh, okay, yeah, dude, yeah, all right, bro, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, I can." Don't even care if you believe me, to be honest. But
I know it's all. I mean, it was funny because when I went to Branson, by the way, I've seen that movie G Money, the class action park. That's actually a good documentary. We can talk about it in a second. But when I came back from Branson, I was wearing it said a Bigfoot amusement park or something on it. It was a place that happened to be in Branson. He's like, you were blown away. You thought like I knew. I didn't know anything about it.
that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I'm gonna go back and get you one. Maybe I can get it shipped. But man, that was awesome. That was freaking cool. But yeah.
But yeah, so we had, like I said, it was just amusement park. My dad always built it because he didn't. I won't say he didn't trust other people, but he knew that we had some riffraff on the outskirts, right? So like we had our town, and we had like a huge park, and then like the hood was on the other side, right? It is what it is. But like when you're younger, your parents worry and shit, right?
Oh.
So he was always like, "Listen, I'm gonna build a sick place for all the kids to hang out, safe. We're not out on the street running around." And again, this is back in the '80s, so like that's all kids did was run around. Like if you drove your car down the street in the '80s, you had to worry about like 50 kids flying out across the road without looking. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, kids don't even leave the house. But yeah, no permit, no nothing. I mean, it's
as I say, you couldn't get away with that these days. By the way, my friend Charlie's in the house. Good to see you, man.
Hello, Charlie.
Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I don't. Am I looking tan? I think that's wind burn. I think we went biking, e-bike. We did like 25, 30 miles, and it was raining and windy the whole time. So maybe that's what all that came from. Good to see you. Though. But yeah, so the park. Yeah, so I mean, if you try to do that now, there's no way. Absolutely no way you could get away with that.
Yeah, it's just funny because like,
which sucks, right? Because it was such a cool thing.
For sure. Well, we live in a different age. I mean. Yeah. Even back then, like it was almost like during the "I'll sue you," like "touch me and I'll sue" era.
Right.
And like, my dad used to say this shit all the time. Like, go ahead, sue. Like, go ahead, sue me. Like, I got nothing.
Right. If you got nothing, you get nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, all I got is a fucking safe place for your kids to come hang out, right? So like,
right.
But I always find it funny because even when I talk to people will hit me up in Facebook messages because like. That's how I know these people right from that long ago. Like we're Facebook friends. Like they're not in my Twitter world, they're not in the YouTube world, and right. So that shit. So they'll still hit me up. My boy Joey, I won't say his last name, but Italian dude, and we were real tight growing up. And he hit me up. He must have been drinking or just reminiscing or something. And just hit me up with like the most powerful message, man. At like. Fucking 4 a.m, dude, just like reminiscing and being like, bro, your dad just like always took us off like he was like one of his own, and like bro, what other parents do you know? Also, keep in mind, by the way, my dad was a single dad,
right?
Had no money. Okay, we were piss poor, and he would go out and buy prizes for the kids.
I remember you telling me that. I know.
So when the kids came over, he would hand them a ticket strip, and on the ticket strip they would have 10 tries. Because back then we had to teach people how to lose too, right? My dad was very,
don't even get me started on
yeah, he was all about like making sure that we learned how to win and appreciate the winning and be nice to each other. But he also wanted to make sure we understood that in the real world, you're going to lose.
Right.
In the real world, you're going to stumble and you're going to fall. And you're going to have to pick yourself up. Because chances are nobody else is going to pick you up. Okay? I've been fortunate to have people, help me along the way, but ain't nobody ever just brought me in and been like, yo, I got you.
Right.
It's always like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, all right, here's a couch to fucking sleep on for a week. And like, I'll move out to California and get a job on a whim. Because I was like, like when I was here, my grandfather, I worked where he lived. And it was like a retirement, senior village.
Sure.
And right before he passed away from like lung cancer, he looked at me. He's like, man, you better get your ass to California. Because the grass is always greener. Right? Like, when you're growing up, I got up in New York my whole life. Or I was. And I was like, man, like, oh, I'm going to get out to California and I'm going to do music and I'm going to do comedy and blah, blah, blah. And that knew it was never going to happen, but I just never went anywhere. I was like freaking what, like 20, shit, I was like 27, 26. And I was like, I had my own place. I had a job, working where he lived. And yeah, man, when he passed, I couldn't go to work there anymore. Like, I went to work and I'd
that
go
would be
by his
hard.
place, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
oh,
too
yeah,
hard.
this is. But I knew going in when I got that job, I knew BE that I was like, man, I'm going to be here for my grandfather, help him out when he needs help. I ran to the supermarket, before I left, and I was there during the day. So if he needed help with anything, and my mother was always around too, but, but it was like one of them things. I knew when he passed, man, I looked at my boss and he looked at me and he was just like, dude, I know. He's like, I'm mad at you. He's like, I know you can't stay. I thought I could, but man, like it was just too much.
It's hard.
Plus, the empathy, the sympathy rather from other people. Like, oh, your grandpa was such a good guy. And like, listen, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Right, but
but it's hard, man, when it hammers home like every single day. And like, I work there. It was hard.
And you're gonna hear it, and just gonna be those wounds are gonna be brought back up all the time. So
yeah. So anyway, he was like, man, listen, you better get your ass to California. So my boys were already out there. He's a psychiatrist, him and his ex-girl. And he was like, bro, he'd always open up his window in San Fran down Haight Street. And he'd always take pictures of the women, chicks just walking around. And he'd be like, bro, come on, man. Come on. He'd be like 3 a.m, hit me up, bro. Because it's like, midnight there. He'd be like, bro, I just got home, bro. Like, look at all these people I'm hanging out with. They want to come meet you, bro. Like, come on, man, come out. So I did. I fucking just, when he passed, I was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm out.
Yeah.
I just sold my car, sold all my possessions that I didn't really need, brought my PlayStation out there, of course, and my laptop, and I just bounced. And but I can tell you this, the grass is not always greener. The grass is not always greener. People will say that they'll help you. People will say they're your friends. People will say they love you. People will say all sorts of crazy shit. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So you have to work harder, and you have to just do the best that you can do to put yourself in the position that you want to be in.
That's what it is. I mean, there are people that care, but you're right. Like, in the end, you got to rely on yourself, because
there's nobody that's going to care enough to propel you
yes, totally,
to where you want to go. My girlfriend will love me. My girlfriend will help me. But my girlfriend's not going to do the wild-ass crazy shit that I need to do to be where I want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a cabin up in Shroon Lake. I want, she wants to live in Florida. I want a cabin. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't really work, because I'm not going from Florida to New York. But
you have a cabin in Montana near our place. Whenever that happens.
But yeah, but you know what I'm saying, man? Like, I don't know, dude. It just, you gotta take life as it goes. But people always tell me, man, oh, I care about this, I care about that. I'm like, yeah. Well, then where the hell were you? Like, everyone's always like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, yeah, I got you for like a day, or yeah, okay. Yeah, you come here for like a day or 2 days, like, whatever. Because that, to be honest, like that, I don't know how this turned into fucking Mo Hour, but like that fucked me up, man. No, seriously, the real talk, that fucked me up.
No, I mean,
because I went out there and I felt like I was abandoned, which, me personally, I don't really care, because, again, the way I am, like my boy, I just had this weird vibe that he was kind of like, oh, you're just gonna come out here and like do your own thing, like, because I knew he had his girlfriend and shit, and like they broke up, and they were trying to patch things up, and like, but they were together in New York. It's not like they met in California. Like, they dated in New York, they moved to Cali together, and then they broke up when they were out there, but they were still friends. But I'm just like, man, like, I go out there and this dude's just like, all right, bro, I'm going out, school friends or whatever today, and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Right. Like, you expected at least a little more help, especially when you move down there, to get you acclimated, meet some other people, and not just leave you on your own.
I mean, I guess I got it for like a day.
Right, but that no. You would expect them to like be there, introducing you for months, the year, whatever. Not always, but a lot of times, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
But you are the type of guy that could just get up and go and do that. Me, on the other
that was the problem, because I was like, oh, you want to just go hang out with your school friends? And I met a school friend. I'm like, I don't like them anyway. So I would just go to Union Square, because I know a little bit of French. So I would go to Union Square with a bag of weed, and I would sit there and I would pick up French tourist chicks. That's all I would do. And then I discovered a New York bar, and they had like all New York sports shit or whatever. So I would just go there when there was nothing else to do, and I was by myself, and I would just meet people. I met my boy Ian. I met him from out there. See, Bruin's right because he said, oh, people are fake from out there. That's 100% true.
Right.
But everybody that I met wasn't from out there. Like my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with, he was my homie from like almost like kindergarten, basically. You know what I mean? But he just changed.
That's crazy though, to have you come out there and not kind of,
yeah, he just changed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then don't invite you out there, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It was a weird thing. But anyway, I didn't really care. I was like, you know what?
You can do
screw this
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
So, we worked concert jobs. He did a concert that I didn't work. I had something else going on, and I met this other dude working at a nonprofit place because I used to do canvassing on the phones, and do fucking Clean Water Act. That shit was hilarious. Like, there's rocket fuel in your water. Give me $50, and people would give me that shit all the time. Because apparently out there it's true. But yeah, man, this was like people like I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, you know what? Screw this. He come home one day, and I just had my shit packed up. I was like, bro, you know what? Listen, the guy I met down at work, he said his homie. This is actually a cool story, actually. So his homie, this guy Crisis, was dating, I forgot her name, Ashley Harwood, I believe was her name. The old lead singer from Leonard Skinner. It was his daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she had like the penthouse, this crazy top penthouse suite at the top of like the Hyatt or something. And she like basically owned it. It was fucking crazy, dude.
That is crazy.
we would go over there and get hammered. I mean, listen, I only smoke bud. But like they're over there doing all sorts of crazy shit, man. Like designer, you name it.
Right.
And man, like, but yeah, I was like, damn. He was like, yo, he's like, he's always sleeping at her place. He's like, bro, get away from this guy. He's like, just come live with me, man. And this is a guy from Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Just a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot in common. We saw everything on the same level, And yeah, so wound up living with him for quite some time, and basically told my homie from New York, I was like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's not cool.
Cause that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you could think people give a shit about you, but when the push comes to shove, you find out. So my mentality is nobody cares, work harder. And I just go with that. I don't even know what my original fucking thing was. It was probably telling why Drop Zone was so good, and then we started talking about California. But yeah, no, I don't know. Whew. Did we lose BE? Oh no, chaps! I'm waiting for B to answer me. Well, did I lose internet? One of us lost internet. Chat, you alive? Oh, he froze. Okay. There he goes. All right, well. I've been told I'm a storyteller. But, yeah, he was really thinking about that, huh? Anyway, chat, I really don't even know what the original point of my story was. Except we were talking about how good Goodfella was. Or Drop Zone. So that's not good, because he just got a new router. So. If his new router is already messed up, we are in trouble. What can we talk about in the meantime, chat? Okay, so here's the deal. Yes, Drop Zone doing well. Can't figure out why. That's what BE is trying to figure out. Give him a second to come back. Yeah, he needs a refund. Yeah, D, that race from Drop Zone today was wild. Not unexpected, to be honest. This horse has really, really come to its own. And the funny part is, it's not like I was running 11 furlongs, like long distance, and it was like, it was kind of running okay, but getting beat. It's like every time I run 11, it's just first, second, first, you know? Which typically doesn't happen that way. I know a lot of you guys don't really, do too much with horse racing, but even like some of my better horses, I mean, there's so many horses that, trying to find a good example. Yeah, so like Shake 'em Up's a good example. Yeah, this is a better horse too, but like 7, 10, 2, 5, 1. Right, it took him that long to win. And this is me racing him at the right distance. Right? It's not like I was racing this horse incorrectly, like I was Drop Zone. Drop Zone, it's like, oh, you found the distance that I like to run. And then, and there it goes, right? It's okay, cool, you get a win with this horse. And then look. 6th, 11th, 5th, 4th, 2nd, 3rd. I'm not doing anything different. I mean, I think maybe, okay, here I ran 9 furlongs. Way too long for that horse. But 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5. And then you see where he starts to, kind of get hot. He goes first, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. But then he throws a 9th in here. It's a clunker. Same exact thing. 5 furlongs, nothing changes. Nothing changes here again. 8th, 3rd, 7th. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, I was answering that now. But yeah, so, and this is a good horse. This is, 24 races. 13 out of 24. He's been in the money. I mean, profit-wise, probably not profiting a whole lot. I mean, all right, up $96, Yeah, and I called it on that stream today because, again, horses have running styles in real life and in photo finish. So, yeah, I wanted to pull up that race with BE. I wanted to show him the race from yesterday. And don't get used to this, by the way, guys. This is actually uncommon. Remember I told you, like, normally twice a week is when we really get to race, but for whatever reason, probably because we're in the most common division. Left dirt firm is what the Kentucky Derby runs, so most people own left dirt firm horses, so that could be the reason. But anyway, I mean, we ran the first day, the second day, the third day, we skipped a day, the next day, the next day, the next day, today. We're skipping a day. We don't have a race today or tomorrow, depending where you are. But we will be racing. Doesn't have the date on here. Well, the 4th. So October 4th at 11:06 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll be his next race. And look, 11 furlongs again. So. Yeah, sorry, yes. What was I thinking? The wrong one. Wrong podcast. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe D and Hanano come in on an unnamed horse one day, and maybe everyone will want to call him the Uncommon or something, or Uncommon. Uncommon would actually be a cool name for a horse. It's just nerve-wracking from my perspective. I wasn't feeling too good about myself after those 3 races. where I'm like, shit. Now I got to get on stream and talk about a horse that people put money into, and we might never have fun. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, but unfortunately for me, it's going to happen. So there's going to become a time where a horse is a dud. I don't know how I'm going to handle that situation, because there's a couple different things we can do. Let's say Drop Zone was terrible, and after the first month, let's just say I spent $100 on racing. You know, we could say, okay, the horse might just need some time, right? It's like a late peaker. So it would take a couple months maybe to get like the best possible version of that horse. You could try to sell it. You know, if we paid $250 for Drop Zone, we could probably try to sell it for $2. Everybody loses $5. We try it with another horse. That's always one option. The other option is people don't care and they just say, okay, we'll wait and we'll run them periodically, like once a week, and see if he picks up, because that's going to happen too. The other option is the horse does nothing for like 4 months, 3 months. I'd say 3 months. 3 months of racing. So if he turns like 5 years old and has no wins, I'd probably take one of my own personal baby horses and just replace it. Again, it would take time for that baby to run, but yeah, I don't know. I'd almost have to do like a money back guarantee or something, but that could really screw me in the long run. But yeah, I don't know. No, I know most people don't really care, but that's why I'm very, very upfront. Like, this syndicate is not to make money. It just isn't. We could. I mean, even Drop Zone, like I said, he could breed. You know, some people might breed with him if they see how good he is at 11 furlongs, and their horse might match up better with our horse than maybe like an A+ horse. You know, maybe. But no, I know, but I also have to remember that I'm also in control of the messages again. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll happen at one point though. D, thank you so much. You did such a great job commentating on the races. Thank you very much. I absolutely love calling horse races, and I love doing auctioneers, or I love doing auctions. I never would have thought I would enjoy doing an auction as much as I do. But I'm also in the middle of some dental work, so some of my my speech for the next couple weeks or the month could be a little sketchy, but working on some stuff. For those of you that probably don't know, when I was 24, 2005, I got hit head on, sitting still at a red light, and I went face first through the windshield, and I shattered 17 teeth. And I've basically been dealing with, well, I had braces on, and my teeth were good for a long time, but about 10 years ago, I noticed some shit when I went to the dentist, and we started having some issues with like blood supply and all this weird shit. But I never had a single cavity. I used to eat candy every day, drink soda every day. I smoked, all this crazy shit. Never had a cavity. Then I went right through the windshield. I kissed the windshield, basically. Oh yeah, Bruin. I was driving a Honda CRX, 1991. Honda CRX SI. Short throw clutch. Beautiful white car, man. Loved that car. And yeah, man. I was on my way home. I got hungry. I passed Wendy's. I was like, oh man, I should turn around and get Wendy's. Something, you know, when you get that intuition of like, just don't do it. All right. Well, I turned around and got Wendy's. Had I not turned around, I wouldn't have been stuck at that red light. That guy wouldn't have. He tried to basically run around and blow the light on the other side of the road. But a lady was there and kind of like came over and clipped him. And he nailed her and then tried to do a hit and run, thinking he could just turn and go down the road that was to my right. Yeah, well, turns out he couldn't because he fucking broke his steering column. So I'm looking it up. I see him hit this lady. Now I see this guy come fucking speeding at me. He's speeding head on at me doing like, I don't know, 60 miles an hour. I'm sitting still in a tiny ass car. He's in a huge van. I look behind me. I go to throw the car in reverse. And I look behind me and there's just nothing but traffic. And I was like, okay, well now what? And I say I had about 3 seconds from the time I looked behind me to the time he impacted in front of my car. And the only thing I could think about doing with my skinny ass was diving through the seatbelt restraint. Because the last thing I wanted was him coming directly in on me and my legs. Right? Like crushing my legs. So I dove to the back of the car on the back seat. And this is all I remember. I jump up. I remember the right side of my head hitting the back seat. He impacts the car. And he freaking, all I remember is catapulting right back towards the front of the car and a fucking white flash. My face went through the windshield. I come to. I didn't black out. I've never blacked out in my life. But I instantly, bam, white flash, concussion, all that good stuff. And everyone is just like, holy crap. Everyone, dude, surrounding my car, running up. They're like, holy crap, you're alive. Like, he's alive. Somebody call ambulance, blah, blah. I'm spitting out blood, teeth, freaking cut on my face, everything. I look up. All I see is this guy. I see the van. He hit me, and he must have tried to get away. This is what the guy told me that saw it happen at the Honda dealership. And he drove to the front of my car. Thank God he cut the wheel last second. He cut the wheel, drove through the front of my car. My engine sprawled out on the freaking Jericho Turnpike. It's like a turnpike here. And I see this guy's van smoking. He ran into a telephone pole. And all I did, my only instinct, I'm spitting out teeth. I started walking over to this guy's truck to whoop his ass. I was so pissed. Because I had a SOCOM tournament that night, first and foremost. I had a SOCOM clan match that I had to get home to. And this guy was screwing it up. We were like the number 4 ranked clan at the time or some shit. But anyway, so I'm marching over this guy's freaking van. And everyone, you know how, especially in New York, everyone's like, yo, hit the deck, it's a lawsuit. Hit the deck. At that time, the ambulance shows up. They forcefully strapped me to a board. Which, by the way, strapping me to a board with my bad posture from fucking the computer for so long, even before that, strapping me to a board hurt more than the actual injury itself. So anyway, I go to the hospital. It was nothing serious. They said minor concussion or whatever, like no brain damage or anything like that. I wasn't bleeding internally. So anyway, I hit up my dad. He comes pick me up. And I go home. Turns out I had a tear in my left shoulder from like when my head went down like into the windshield. I had like a slight tear in my left shoulder and my lower left back. Now my lower left back shit actually still fucks with me to this day a little bit, but it's not too bad. But my shoulder sucked because I'm a hockey goalie. I couldn't play hockey for like a couple months. And the reason why I couldn't play hockey is because they told me hit the deck and it's a lawsuit. Turns out, this asshole Mark, I almost doxed his last name. Because I'm so used to just saying the asshole's his full name when I talk to people. Anyway, I got all the info I needed on this guy. I had a private detective guy. I had an attorney. Turns out he was a low-life painter. No car insurance. No nothing. Guy was basically a bum. And I wasn't going to get anything. So all I got out of it was I think I got back like $4,000 from my car. Which was crazy because I only paid $1,800 I think for that car. I remember doubling my money. I got back $3,750 or some shit like that from my insurance. But that's because Allstate has what's called no fault insurance. I was sitting still at a red light. There's no shot. There's no shot they would have ever. They could have gotten me. But anyway, yeah, I know that's crazy. I was waiting for BE to come back. He said he was resetting shit, but I was just telling stories. Yeah, so I went through that. I had braces put on. Had all this crazy shit done. Oh, my jaw collapsed. This is the crazy part. So my jaw collapses, right? I had some teeth pulled. And I don't know if y'all ever had a jaw collapse, but it's almost like a spring snapping. It hurts. And so I have like a concave upper jaw. So I had surgery. When they pulled the rest of my teeth out, I had surgery. They had like wire my jaw shut. And then I never forget this. I had the braces on because they basically bonded whatever they could. And they went into the teeth that were all fucked up and they put braces on, made them all straight. I don't know. 2 years go by. I got this stupid orthodontic crank. It's like a retainer with a crank on it. And you put a key in it twice a day. And you gotta turn it till it clicks. Man, holy shit, I tell you. The first time I turned that thing, and one of my teeth were like hanging on the other tooth, and it snapped into place. I jumped out of my computer chair, because I thought somebody shot me in the face with like a fucking Colt 45 or something. Like, it was the sharpest. I've never been shot, but I'd imagine that's what it feels like. But yeah, so I just crank on my freaking jaw for like 2 years. Braces, the whole nine. Then I go and get the braces taken off. I'm all happy. It's just like this cute little orthodontic chick. She's all happy. Like, oh, it's a big day. Blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, shouldn't have bought a TP link. And now I'm like trying to troubleshoot BE shit in my head. I mean, it's not working. It didn't update. You probably unplugged it and plugged it back in. Babe, so this poor girl, she takes, she's got the tool to take off the braces, right? She takes off the first one, and she goes, oh. Actually, I don't know if you guys hear me gasp with my noise gate, but she's like, oh. And I just knew, I was like, oh shit, what happened? She's like, I'll be right back. She goes and gets a freaking dentist. Orthodontist. Oh shit. He's like, alright man. He's like, I need you to come sit down. I had to bite on the stupid machine, the X-ray, MRI. X-ray, right? X-ray. And yo, he comes back and he's like, man, listen. He's like, we probably should have taken these along the way. But apparently, they did all that work. And I had all this damage done. And I remember when I had the accident, I said, do me a favor. Pull out every single tooth and just give me fake ones. And I went to like 5 different dentists and nobody would do it. Because apparently dentists are trained to save teeth. They don't care what you pay them to do, but they want to save your teeth. So I let this guy save my teeth. What turns out happened was I had pinched nerves, so they were getting no blood supply. And you know what happens when a tooth gets no blood supply? It rots and dies. But you won't notice that if you have bonding done. So we come to find out that everything under the bonding and shit is a train wreck and has to be redone. They kept on saying, like, how did you not have any pain? And I'm like, well, I went face first through a windshield. Like, our thresholds of pain are probably completely different. So I don't know, man. It was just a crazy ordeal, but yeah, I went through that shit. And now I'm just paying the price of, like, oh my god, what was it? 8 years ago now? I probably started having... I had all the bonding stuff redone. But then they were like, listen, instead of worrying about this shit, just basically do like 4... Like, pull all the stuff that was already fixed. And then just do 4 posts. And just do a partial. Like, that's all I want. It's just so much easier. So... Yeah, don't throw it, B. Whatever you do. Uh, Sometimes you gotta do a factory reset. How is chewing on food? I mean, for me, it's fine. I like I said, I have no pain. But then again, I mean, nowadays I've pretty much ripped like 90% of them up top. Nah, actually not that many. 3/4 of them up top. Because like I said, I'm just going to hang on to, well, I'm going to wait and do the eye teeth. And basically build the partial off of that, so. Because the impact of how I hit the windshield, I had no damage to my bottom teeth. The only damage came to my bottom teeth is when the damage came to my top. Because the top teeth were cracked. So it had like a sharp edge, and every time I bite down, it would like nail the bottom tooth, so then that one started cracking. But like I had no impact damage from the car accident, which was crazy. Yeah, you might have to go through the whole download the app. I think I had to do that with mine, BE. The more I think about it, but anyway, so that is the story, man. That is the story. I don't even know why we told that story. Flipped over your handlebars on Friday again for the 3rd time in your cycling career. Damn. You know, it's funny you say that, Ronnie. When I was 5 years old, I flipped over the handlebars in front of my boy Ricky's house, the power washer dude, and I hit the freaking pavement with my face. And everybody on the block spent an hour looking for my teeth. My 2 front teeth. You know where they were? Jammed up in my gums. 5 years old, they freaking bring me down to the dentist, emergency surgery. And it took like, yeah, I'll never forget this. My dad just laughed about this all the time. He's like, yo, it took like 6 male nurses to hold me down. And I remember how much freaking pain, I was in. But yeah, I flipped over the handlebars and I just freaking ate the concrete, man. It was almost like a bit of curb almost. It was like bam, just oof. Yeah, my boy Ricky's mom she'll tell me, she'll be like, "Oh, Joey, I remember we were out there looking for your teeth that day." It's so funny. Cause now I joke, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking for them again." This time I know where they are though. But yeah, so if I do some shit, but you know what's funny though, chat? I've never broken a bone. I've fallen off the roof. I've fallen out of trees. I've been in 2 really bad car accidents. I've played contact sports. I've played every sport you can think of. I'd never broke a bone. I've never tore anything. Yeah. I'm like Bruce Willis and Unbreakable. But when it comes to my dental stuff, I guess, you know. And I guess, you know, you could say I tore my shoulder. Strong bones, exactly. I mean, again, slight tear on my shoulder, slight tear on my back. But I never, like, you know, like when they say, like, oh, I tore my ACL and shit. I got to get, like, surgery. Like, that's never happened. Crazy, crazy times. Yeah, I have so many, I have so many wild stories though, and I'll tell most of them as long as they're only pertaining to me. If there's other people involved, I usually don't tell them, unless I know for a fact that they tell the story. Because if they tell the story, then I don't really care. But never thought I'd listen to a story on Informant while trying to get back on. I tried. We're still on your channel. I almost played music. I was like, oh, B's gone. I'm playing music, but doesn't really do anything. Damn, Ronnie, that sucks, man. Oh, dude, the fact I'm alive there is crazy. It's the intuition, man. The intuition said, don't turn around and go to Wendy's. But they had this chicken. I'll never forget it, man. It was this chicken Monterey Jack bacon sandwich. It was grilled chicken. Well, back then you could grilled or crispy. We used to get chicken, Monterey Jack cheese, bacon, and barbecue sauce. Man, that shit was bomb. So good. Whereas for you, G Money was a dislocated shoulder from an obstacle course. That's it. Obstacle course, huh? That sounds fun. I'm thinking about doing Tough Mudder. Because again, I told you guys about my backyard. I mean, I was pretty much, I was designed for obstacle courses. I wasn't even allowed, I wasn't allowed to do any of the fun stuff in gym class. Like, they used to have, like, climb the ropes, and whoever got to the top fastest would win an ice cream cone. And I would always make it to the top. And like, well, you had that in your backyard, Kaladi. It's not fair. So I was like, yep, whatever. I just buy my own damn ice cream cone. I don't care. Freaking chicken on next horse. Well, if we're doing a horse this month, if anybody's interested, I think 3 people had signed off that they were interested in the Discord. Double check. He's got his Damnadol on standby. Let's see. So we got 2. Because I had to make a yes and a no just because that's the only way I knew how to do it. So we have 2 people. Me and BE would be 4. So yeah, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. I know D had just joined the other day, saw her in there. Superstar Joe joined. Oh, you did Tough Mudders, huh, G Money? Yes, I feel like I gotta do it, man. I'll name a horse Tough Mudder. Alright, D says, may you please explain again how to join or participate in a race and or syndicate. Okay. Let's start with the basics. Basically, I gotta just grab a drink real quick because I've been talking a lot on this stream. right, stay with me here for one moment. As normally I would say, BE, carry the show. All right. So, how to join a syndicate? Well, how to join our syndicate? You're already in the Discord, so you're ahead of the game. And essentially, there's a syndicate info section. Looks like Bruin might have just found it. Now there are 3. Now there's 3 on there. So yeah, basically join the Discord. In the Photo Finish Syndicate, there's a Syndicate info section. In there, I'll basically post the info like, okay, once a month, we can start racing horses. So we just started racing our Drop Zone horse last week. And October 24th, we'll have another horse ready to roll. No, you're good, D. You're good. You're good. I don't have all this explained in Discord. You're good. And I just put up this other message, so. Yeah, so. Once you join Discord, which you already did, once a month, we basically put out a feeler like, hey, how many people are interested this month? Normally we're looking to do 25 to 30 bucks per horse. Yeah, if you want to, Bruin. I mean, as long as I have, like I said, like 5 people, we can do it. I mean, me and BE will just have to hold on to our shares, and we can always sell them along the way. Yeah, listen, when you guys send me money for stuff like that, just make sure you put your like if you have like a stream name, like obviously if you sent it to me, just put like Bruin in the memo or something. Most people have like a similar name, but I think it was you, Bruin. Wasn't it you? I wasn't sure if it was you last time I sent it. I was like, the initials. No, I know. And like I said, worst case scenario, Bruin, I could just, always own more of a share, me and BE. You guys could always come in for more in the share, but I don't know. I feel it just feels awkward. I'm going to try to, like I said, limit. If we try to keep like 3 syndicate horses running, it'll be good to track, and we can have, okay, this horse has been running good. Let's keep this one going. Okay, this one's kind of run its course. Let's sell them. Let's shut it down. Yeah, that was you. That's right. Yeah. Even though I did, because I kept you in the Drop Zone channel for the horse. That's how I knew it was you. Well, I had a feeling it was you. So yeah, back to D's question, because I love derailing. So yeah, join the Discord. If you are interested, hit that little green checkbox on the message there, and I'll know. And then, yeah, basically you guys send over the 30 bucks for the 10%, and I basically move you into the new channel for the new horse, and then we put all the updates in there, so. Yeah, like right now there's a Drop Zone channel for the horse, and basically it's just where I post, like, all the in-depth information for that horse, right? Things that other people don't really need to know. But what I still do is I'll still go to like syndicate info, and I'll go to photo finish in the main section, and I'll still talk about the horse. We'll post the replays and stuff like that. So his head is going. Yeah, damn it, doll, man. That poor thing. Poor thing. But yeah, and like I said, I don't want to see people get into the syndicates every single month. Because if that's the case, I mean, you guys will wind up being in, pretty decent chunk of change. I just don't know how much of a value there is coming in like at 10% fractionalized, you know what I mean? So, because in order for you to come in and make money back on that, I'm just saying, let's just take a number and say, okay, I spent, I guess that would kind of be a long time. Because I was going to say, all right, if I spent $600 with Mo, I didn't get anything back. That would kind of suck, right? But I'm thinking if you did 10 horses, it would still only cost you $300, and that gives you like so much crap to watch. I guess it's really not that bad. My point, I guess, I was trying to make originally. If you were to spend, let's say, $600 to $800, which I understand is a lot of money. If you were to spend that much money, though, and you knew you were going to spend it with 10 syndicate horses, just buy a filly, don't ever race it, and just breed it. You know? I mean, you make the money back in like 2 months, and then you got like 2 years, 2 real years of like just profit. So, and if you breed up with like a higher horse and you get a filly, I mean, shit, we had a filly of ours that sold for $1,600. Insane. Shit, I just sold a horse. I had a filly born last week. I was on the phone with my boy, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this filly. I was like, the mom isn't even that good. I'll throw it up for $800. Yo, the thing sold within like 2 minutes. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, what? Yeah. Joke's on me. Somebody rebought that horse again for $1,250 yesterday or the day before. Which is crazy to me because I'm pretty sure the horse is never going to do anything. But maybe I'm wrong. I will say I was telling BE, I don't want to jinx it. I'll pat myself on the back, but 90% of my theories on photo finish have been pretty damn correct. And I mean, I think my barn kind of speaks for itself. Mojita, I didn't breed her. I mean, I looked at Goodfella. He was 4 for 4 before I started messing around. Now he's 4 for 6. I got to get back on track with him. Cramden. Got this horse as a deal. I mean, he's 8 for 22. I'll take that all day. And I was misracing the hell out of him just like I was with Drop Zone. Dot. See, now Dot. She comes from my... Oh, no, Dot I bought. I just bought for a filly to shut down. I didn't really care what she did, but she was okay. Einhorn, 0 for 6, trash. But here's what I'm talking about. Like, this is the first horse I think I put together. Okay? This is McFly. This is my horse, Weekend Moderator, with my girl's horse, Steps Kiss. And this pairing is insane. We will get a syndicate horse from this pairing. Probably... probably like... It's probably like another few months, but... Because I don't have any colts from him right now, but McFly. And like I said, this is like the first breed that I kind of like planned out and like did everything strategically. And you know what? It's working pretty damn good. Take a look at Steph's Kiss. Okay. First baby, Grail Mary. Kicking ass. I've raced her for a month, just shut her down and bred her. Her stats are I wish there was a purple S minus or something in here, but there isn't. But man, she is just she'd be a perfect breeder. Like these stats are perfect to go mid to long range. You know, again, 3-2-2 in 23 races. I mean, the horse is that's pretty damn good for a filly. And then the second horse from hers is McFly. Full names, thank you, dude. I take pride in my names. I love my names. Yeah, Steph's Revenge. She's another filly. So she's actually the first filly that I'm gonna have from the weekend moderator Steph's Kiss pair. Weekend moderator horse, the reason why I named him that is when the team was away for the big Kentucky Derby race, I took over as one of the head mods in the Discord for the weekend. So I was a weekend moderator. I'm still a freaking moderator. They refuse to take away my mod. They know I won't run my mouth and start shit. They're like, oh, we just keep them in check. It's actually working. But anyway, so I named the horse weekend moderator because what happened was there was 3 of us that were helping out. So they said, okay, we had 3 horses to give you guys, but you all want the same horse. So the only fair way to do it is they ran a horse race. I took 3rd. Peeb got one of the better fillies. He sold one of the fillies for like $3,500 and then another one for like $3,000. So I would have liked that money. But the guy who took 2nd, because I took dead last, the guy who took 2nd in the race chose the other filly, and I took this colt. Because there was another filly. They were like, okay, listen, if you really want a filly, Mo, we'll give you this other filly. And I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, screw that. So I looked at Weekend Moderator. Then I went out and I looked at some horses that people might sell. And I talked this guy down from like 1,600 all the way down to 650. It was the only time he ever gave me a discount. He's denied every other discount request ever since. That's okay. We still love him. Really good guy. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. I got a really, really good colt. 24.5 boost. Strong colt. The boosts are what basically determine like how high these stats are, right? Now the horses that are born now don't really have boosts. But the first generation of horses had a boost. But anyway, the point is this horse is pumping out good horses. Now I'm not quite sure what's going on with Ereshkigal. Maybe we can go look at that. 0 for 5. Interesting. Because every other horse from Weekend Moderator is in profit. The head is gone. Yeah, like Night's Watch is, 2 for 5 here. McFly, obviously. 3 for 6. Even Afternoon Delight, okay, 3 for 7. This horse, 4 for 4. Eldrick of the Woods. Shit. So what you could do is you could kind of start diving in here. Start diving in and say, okay, why is this horse being successful and this one isn't? So you look at the one that is successful, and it basically runs exactly where I run. Oh, that's going to be awkward if we bump into each other. Holy shit. Who's the mom? Wow, it's a good filly too. Holy crap. Wow. Oh, she's... Oh, shit. Oh, wow, wait a second. She's got the same parent as Steph's Kiss. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I never knew that. Banker with a pink heart lady. That's the beauty of this game, guys. I don't. Most people probably don't care, but like, there's no other project out there where it's like you're building like a legacy. You know what I mean? Like, we get moderators going to die. He's going to no longer exist in the game, and McFly will be, the highest descendant. At that age. It's crazy, absolute crazy. And what happens between now and then? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's so many stories to my horses already. I actually need more time because I should probably make some content about my own horses. But yeah, D. So I mean, I'm sorry. That's pretty much the shortest. That was not a short answer. It's probably the easiest way just to get involved. Like I said, unfortunately, the horses coming up this month are already named. I didn't name them, but oh, McFly is beautiful, right? You guys want to see a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful horse? Check this out. I mean, again, this is what I love about photo finish, but well, first of all, I'll show you my beauty. Check out Joker. I love Joker. See the pattern? Got like the two-tone. You got the underbelly here with the white. So what's cool about this, right? D. My cat Runty, female cat. She is just like this, the color. So it took me 3 breeds, but I finally got a female version of Joker, which I named Runty. Somewhere down here. There she is. See? A little baby version. So they basically pull the genetics from the parents. Oh, hey.
Oh, man. I was hoping it was going to be one of the things you were just not going to notice. There we go. All right.
Yeah, my headphones automatically turn off when there's no volume for a while, and since you were gone for so long, there was no audio.
Pretty smart. It was probably much better that way, but yeah, fuck this goddamn Nighthawk, whatever bullshit I bought.
You just gotta train it. What happened?
I gotta massage it a little bit. Oh Lord, yeah. Damn it, Dal is now Amit Dal. It's missing its head.
I typically run the custom firmware.
It had an update. So like it went an hour, and then all of a sudden there was a firmware update, even though I checked before. But nobody came here to listen to me bitch about it. Go back to the horses.
Yeah, no, I was just killing time.
No, it's good stuff.
No, I was telling D here about like Runty.
Pepsi, I'm UPS, man. Pepsi would be way too cool.
Guys, I'm a Coke household anyway.
Yeah, we are too.
But yeah, Lord. I was saying, like, I wanted to pull the colors from Joker, so I had to wait, like, what was it, 2 breeds? That was the second breed I got her. So I'll have Runty start running October 24th after my cat. Hopefully she's a good little sprinter. What else? Trying to give the whole spiel. As far as like entering races and stuff, D, because D was asking some questions.
Yeah, I saw a few of them. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of things that we go along. So, like with Drop Zone, for instance. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, like with Drop Zone, you have the first race I ran is a handicap.
Right.
What that really means is basically they're handicapping everybody to be even. So, if an S horse is running against a B horse, the B is going to have no weight, and the S is going to carry like, Jesus Christ, like 16 pounds, something like that, 14 pounds.
That's crazy.
But what you should be doing, like early on, you run a maiden race. That's what this is. So, like you'll learn, like a maiden race is a horse that's never won. And then once they win a maiden race, see how I ran it like a few times here. I ran maiden, maiden, maiden. And then once you win it, you can no longer run it again. So sometimes you'll just find some easy competition to kind of, get some cheap data. I get your little doll.
I know this thing got knocked over. I don't know if it's by accident or on purpose, but my son won't notice. All right, there you go.
But so you basically go from like a maiden race is like always where you want to start. Unless you're an idiot like me on opening day and you're like, I just want to put him in any race to watch him run, because I pretty much do that with every one of my horses. And I cry about being broke later.
Yeah, but if you hadn't done it, think of the knowledge you learned from doing it. I mean, after some point, you don't want to learn anymore, but at least when you first did it, you learned a few things to look for, right? Got you into where you are now.
Right, yeah, for sure. Well, even watching other horses helps my handicapping and knowledge on, horses that I might buy or even claim in a race, Because again, like we could start up a stream one day or one night and like say, okay, there's 3 claiming races tonight, guys. All right, there's a claiming race and it's $400 to claim a horse. If we had 10 people in chat that were interested, we could actually claim a horse or put a claim in. Put the claim in on the horse. If we actually win the claim, then we could actually own that horse within the hour, So, but again, it takes, time, like you said. You watch races over, I watch races over and over and over again, Right. So, like a perfect example with Drop Zone, this is what I was getting ready to show you when you got disconnected. So, like, take a look at the race he didn't win. Because sometimes these are the most important races. I mean, again, 11 furlongs.
See, the interesting thing is most people would not want to even test that, right? You got to have good stamina, to do a 11 or 12 furlong race, right? The longest possible race. It's a big risk.
Yeah, but my theory was that it made 0 moves at 4 or 5s. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens, a horse normally has a move somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, they usually like something or some distance, a specific. It might be only one distance. It might only like 6 furlongs, and it might have a shitty temper. So maybe it only does the move like half the time, but it would still have some sort of move,
Right.
And like, you just, when you don't see any move, like I didn't see anything from Drop Zone, I was like, oh man, we might have a freaking dud here. I was already looking at horses to like replace it. You know what I'm saying?
Already
like,
trying to turn it into glue. I know you.
Yeah.
Like we're done.
But like this race here, right. So this race now, I mean, he already won 2 at this point.
This is now not today. This is 2 days.
No, this is yesterday. Yeah. Oh, 2 days ago now.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah.
Now this is the type of race that we did run on stream with Shawnee Poo, and my horses do this all the time. They fall back. You know what I'm saying? When they're coming down the first time here past the wire, they just kind of fall back. But then Drop Zone in this race, he just came right back up. And he just... That's what I'm saying. Like, his speed is going to be so high. He's going to have like an S- speed. At the least. Because I don't really see too many horses that like... I mean, again, if you look at the squares at the bottom, his is always moving forward except when he does that weird slide, But the slide is like programmed in, I guess, to tell you if you're getting a good run with the horse that race, you know?
Yeah, it is interesting to watch the numbers over the actual horse racing.
Yeah, well, I mean, should watch the horses, but again, when I'm doing it for data.
Yeah, totally. And here we go.
Yeah, so they just crossed 10 furlongs, right? Or 9 furlongs, rather.
Well, look at that. Look at it just taking off there.
Yeah, so actually, no, that's 9 furlongs. So he makes the move at 8.
Right.
And now look at him. Boom, on the outside. But now watch this.
F you, man. He's gone. Now, is that temper because he's pissed off? Like, you can't get in fucking front of me.
Well, that could be heart. I'm pretty sure that's the heart. Now watch this. Look at this. So he's battling here, dude. Look, he's still holding his lead. Look, he just lost the lead. And watch this. He almost takes it back. Look, he's actually surging forward.
Right.
We lost by 1,000th of a second.
Man.
692, 693. And check this out, though. This is what you got to look at. You can't be too upset. When you look at who you lost to.
Right.
First of all, this is one of the best barns in photo finish. So if this guy's running this horse, you know what I'm saying?
We almost beat it. Right.
Yeah, and we'll probably beat him. We probably have beaten him in other races, but yeah. So I mean, 6 races. He's 4 wins in a third. You know,
is there any way to like stab the jockey in a video game? You know,
no.
Right? Okay, just kidding.
Yeah, but I mean, you know. But again, he was neck and neck with that horse.
Right.
If that, honestly, I might run him at 12 one day because he might just run 12.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, right, if he had a few 12, extra, yeah, he may have had it.
Oh, not may. He was coming back on the outside horse. He absolutely wins that race.
Now, you can't tell who's going to be in the race, right? That's all hidden.
Correct. Well, until the race fills up. So if the race fills up and it goes into betting mode, like here, look.
Then you'll
this race filled up. Yeah, so this race filled up 12 to 12, so now it's open for picks to put your picks in. But normally you won't see this. So like if I go to put like my upcoming races for tomorrow. So I actually have like one of mine filled up already, right? Which one filled up? Oh shit, it's my Gone in 60. This is my new filly that I got. This horse has not been doing that hot, but...
So you're going to retire and breed?
Oh, immediately when I can, but I still want to race her for now. I mean, you know what? Her odds are actually
not too bad.
Pretty decent. Yeah.
By the way, that's a good question from Dean. I think you've answered before. You can be outside of the country, or at least you have to have a VPN. Is that correct?
Yes, I know a lot of people do use VPNs. They use it for other reasons outside of like they're not allowed to play photo finish, but
right.
The photo finish is geo-blocked though in certain places, yeah.
But not everywhere.
So like Volt could own horses and race horses, but he couldn't bet on them.
Because in Indiana you can't.
Yeah. But in other places you can wager, but you can't. Actually, I don't know if there is any places where you can wager and can't race. I'm pretty sure it's either nothing at all.
I would
racing only.
All or none.
No, definitely not all or none. There's some states where you can race only, but you can't bet.
Bruin, you're going to confuse people. You got to realize nobody knows who she is anymore. Tanya Harding, another.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, you can't see the guys. Like this is who's in this race here.
But when it comes to actually betting on the racing, if it fills up, can you only bet if the thing fills up, or
no? You could bet once the entries close. So it's either an hour before the race, right? So pick selection opens in 9 hours 48 minutes, and the race goes off in 10 hours 48 minutes. Oh, it's now it's an hour and 10 minutes. Ooh, sorry, I didn't know that. Yeah, so bets open 9 hours 48 minutes, and the race starts in 10 hours and 58 minutes. So you get an hour and 10 minutes of everyone being able to handicap the race, look over who's in it, put their picks in. Yeah. But if this were to fill up to 12 tonight, you can put these in. Yeah, I'll get the map, D. I'll DM it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting to get, or even just we can put it up either on my channel and your stuff and everything. That way, if somebody's looking the information.
Yeah, I should probably have them. It's everyone always tells me it's on the site. I think I found it once, but
yeah, D, we can confuse everyone.
oh, I know
they're not
that's
going
such
to
a
have any
confusion.
like crazy types of races where completely not genetic, like a fun race where you can add boosters and stuff. Have they ever talked about anything like this? Or is
No, that
this
will never
strictly
happen.
okay?
They won't even allow me to do, or they won't make me. I want to do like duels. I want to have like head-to-head races.
That would be cool.
And they were like, it's not really like doesn't really fit in line with the whole as real as it gets. And they were kind of right. But there are real horse, showdown like sprints. I mean,
or like in baseball, you have the home run race, home run contest. I mean, why couldn't you have some like type of testing out your horse or fastest? Do they? I mean, I guess in the game they don't give you anything for being the fastest horse other than letting you know you are correct.
Correct. I mean, one day though, they're gonna have like they already said, like basically by the time like the original horses start dying off, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna have something in place to like, okay, spend $5 and get some sort of like memorial for weekend moderator, and then like put it inside of your space or whatever. You know what I mean? Shit like that. They know what people want.
Right.
T said you confused yourself. Nah, you're good. Oh, actually, dude, this horse, man. Now that I'm looking at it, what a Spinderella story. Holy shit! So, I bought this horse for $125.
Right.
It's a filly. It's a B+ filly. I don't know why I bought it.
you were testing the waters.
I guess, yeah, it was probably one of my early angles, I guess I was looking at, but because like they didn't have any kids, it's not like there was other horses running, But yeah, I just again, I mean, at the time, I think horses were still going for like $250 for like a B+ filly, and they've gone up, considerably.
Right.
But I was like, damn, $125. I was like, it fits right in with my Joker. I could basically breed it for $10 every month and get A- Joker babies, But dude, I didn't expect this. Look at this shit. This freaking horse. 5 races, ran a second, third, second, first. And this horse has beaten multiple Joker babies. And Joker is like an insane top 5. He's like number 5 furlong horse in like the whole photo finish.
That's crazy. And
this little $125 filly is out here whooping all their asses, bro, in handicaps. I love it. Oh, I love this. I fucking love this game, man. It's so much fun. I pray that somebody gets as addicted to this as I do, that I can just like sit around and like talk photo finish with shit all day. Because
hey, we're doing it right now. I'm just not quite where you're at, but you're gonna at least get some. If not me, somebody here is gonna be. But I can tell you, I'm gonna want to get a lot more involved with this because this is again, you're more excited about it. I'm not as excited about VV. I like Crypt Toys, but like this is it, right? Like this is for me right now, honestly, just looking at all the project, this is the one that you have, and not financial advice, but it feels like you've got the most control over your destiny right now. This feels like photo finish line.
I mean, again, in full transparency, I'm pretty much on a free ride at this point. So,
right.
I mean,
people,
if you were to get involved, huh?
I said people know what that is. A lot of them have done it on VV or other projects, so can't win them all. But yes, it's easy for you to make decisions now since you are on a free ride.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, but the point is, if they're giving crown stimmies for the racing,
Right.
even when you get your ass kicked, you're still getting back like a third to sometimes even like a half of the entry fee.
Right.
Right. Which is why I'm able to say, okay, come in for $25 even to get your ass kicked. Like, they're still getting back a few bucks for now, at least until crown goes back down.
Right.
You know, but at least for now, it's like, all right, cool. You get back a little bit of kickback here and there. You know what I'm saying? You race them out. That's going to happen for the next 6 to 8 months. So people are going to continue to fill races because
it's worth the risk. It's like a VV comic, right? $6.99. Maybe it's only going to be worth 3 gems. It's worth the risk for an SR. That's basically what you're doing. You're testing the waters with your racing.
No, I wouldn't even say the race. I don't think racing is the way to go. No, racing is the most least profitable thing on photo finish right now.
Yeah, but like you said, you're going to race the first month.
Right. You have to.
You have to. Right.
You don't have to. You just let it sit there.
But cheaper, right? It's cheaper. You might as well. And then at 3 months, retire it, and hopefully, if you know, you can breed. If you can't, I guess it's much harder to have a colt that somebody actually wants to breed with. That's a much harder, aspect of the game than
right. But we can breed with it.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. So like, we'll get value out of it. So like that would be like that's what I'd have to do for the syndicate, right? Like, what the fuck? I have so many filters on. It's so weird. Trying to pull up all the left dirt firm. There they are. Yeah. Okay. So.
So I'm just reading the chat.
Oh yeah, Shelby's hilarious. I love Shelby. Oh, cause this. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I don't know. I never put this together. Oh wait, no, they can't. No, that's right. They can't. They can't breed together. That's why. That's why we're kind of, I guess, a little bamboozled, maybe.
Now, why couldn't you breed? What's doing the C block?
It would be inbred. They share.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the inbreeding stuff.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the inbreeding. So
yeah,
and it would also, that means it also has relation with this one here.
We need an inbreeding consultant.
Actually, Lacey, one of the chicks in Photo Finish, she did an inbreed by mistake, and it's actually been kicking ass on the track.
I say maybe it's like, third cousin twice removed, like barely related, right?
Well, what people are saying is
that's the secret sauce. That's how you break the code.
Now, people are thinking it might take effect more when you start to breed that horse out. That's when shit might start to get weird.
Oh.
So you might be able to get like a really, like maybe we could breed Drop Zone with, the mother River Runs Red and get like some crazy super fast fucking inbred horse. Who knows? But it would probably
something will be messed up, like its temperament or something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta keep an eye on Lacey's horse. I'm tracking it, but I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with it. I mean, I'd say put it into like a left dirt soft filly, Dr. Root, but that probably wouldn't work. Because you have like the stars, you know what I'm saying? If you take a 3-star left with a 3-star right, they're just going to cancel each other out. So it's going to be a 0-star. So same with dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, if you breed a left dirt firm with a right dirt firm, it's going to come out a 0-star dirt firm. And it's the same with dirt and turf. Dirt is all one way and turf's the other way. So if you breed a 3-star turf, 3-star dirt, it's just going to come out as 0.
It totally, that makes sense now. But I totally, it's good. I'm glad you reminded me about the inbreeding because, of course, I completely had forgotten about that.
Yeah, inbreeding, definitely don't want to do that. But I don't know. I mean, listen, there's always other options. I think a good option right now that people are doing, and again, we can see where we're at the time. We could look at renting out a womb, or as I like to call it, womb service.
Bruin wants to hear one of my stories. Let me give him a quick story on the cruise ship because he wants to hear about the white trash people. Just the thing that, and you'll understand, anyone's been on a cruise, these motherfuckers will take photographs at like the spots that everyone's walking through, and they'll be like stopping, and then you'll stop, and some piece of shit couple behind you doesn't notice them, and they'll push by you, and then I got to throw them into the photographer and be like, what the fuck? And it happened so many times on the ship, it pissed me off, where they would block the fucking stairs to take a picture, and they'd say, you know, just stop a second, and they would take like 10 minutes to do the picture. And it's like, you know what, can't you take a picture of them in front of the bathroom or something? Just, I know this looks good, but it's in my fucking way. Get on my way. That was the shit that happened throughout the whole trip. And then, of course, then
Sheesh.
The white trash people made it worse. So there you go.
Yeah, he says rent a womb.
Rent a room. Totally. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, would you like to rent a womb?
That's what,
so
that's
basically, guys. Yeah, so basically, people have. Hey, it's a family-friendly show. Relax.
I'm sorry.
It's like, since when? No, people will have, you know, way too many fillies, or they're like, oh, they're out of money to breed, you know. Like, all right, cool. Because buying a filly, like, let's say we were like, we love drop zones so much. The amount that we'd have to spend to buy a filly is astronomical. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, probably I'd hit up somebody that I know and be like, hey, listen, how much to rent out like an S- womb for one breed? You know?
Right.
And then just breed it with drop zone and pray we get like an S-, you know, freaking female version of drop zone. And then we're like, all right, now we're talking money, you know?
I mean, and I think sometimes it's worth taking that risk.
Well, and that's going to be when the stream gets to take some risk. Because again, right now it's like we're basically running colts, you know? These are horses that people come into that I feel like are pretty much qualified to hopefully be, you know, better than average. But we could do, you know, grab bags. I'd probably be like 6 months before we can even do it. But basically, everyone puts in, I don't know, $40 maybe. I think is fair. It's like somewhere in the middle.
What do we do in the first one we did? It was like 60 a person. So I mean,
well, that was to buy the filly, but that's because we already knew what we were getting.
Right.
But what I'm offering at some point, when I get to the point where I'm paid back, I got debts to pay for all the deals with the devil I had to make. But I can say, listen, okay, cool. 10 people, $40 each, and we breed it, one of my fillies, with something really good. And whatever happens, whatever comes out, that's what we split. So if it's a filly, and we got like an insane top tier filly, like, hey, we might make $1,500, $2,000. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's.
Or maybe it comes out a colt and we barely break even. I mean, who the hell knows? You know?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. I mean, if you get lucky, right, that's where everything.
Right.
That can change everything on there. By the way, Mo, you would like this drink. So, have you ever had like a mudslide?
Nah, I don't really drink. I know
you don't drink. It's a foo-foo drink, I know, but there's also
on whiskey sour is and a Red Bull and vodka.
They had the
Cherry
a lot
bomb.
of people were getting mudslides, and I like mint. So it's like, well, what could we do? And then we just combined both the mudslide and the grasshopper to make a mud hopper, and it was delicious. Very good drink.
Huh, nice.
It is a foo-foo drink, but man, it's good. It's good. By the way, we should all take a cruise together at some point. There's got to be something that's not like insanely expensive, because it's such a fun like faint. It's just it would be fun to do with a large group. Of
I'm
people
going
to
with
go on
Steph
cruise.
eventually. I just don't know when.
It's so much fun. Well, because you go out of if you can go out of Florida, that's usually where you can get the best deals.
Well, that's where we're
Unfortunately,
going.
that
Yeah,
sucks. Yeah, that
she's
sucks
gonna
for
fly down. I'm
Canada.
gonna drive.
I want to do Panama Canal. There is one that goes from Seattle to Miami. That's probably the one that I would do. But it's a long trip. I don't know when I'll be able to commit to that.
That'd be interesting. Well, I just need my horses to keep producing and photo finish not to go under, and I'll just go take cruises and handle my business on the boat.
Right, exactly. Right. You can. I mean, what I just read, Norwegian's going to have Starlink now. They already have
beautiful.
some. It kind of sucks whatever they have now. So
Yeah,
when they switch to that,
that's what I'm saying. But yeah, by the time I get out there on the boat, it's gonna be like I'm on land with internet. But
oh, totally.
dude, look at these sales that just happened. Just since
today, or
this is just since Shoney's birthday party started.
Oh wow, okay.
You got like $1,300, $2,000, and I'm just reading all the big ones. I'm not even counting like the 500, 750s, 2,200, 2,500. What's that?
100,000.
1,700. Not the 100,000 Derby. So it's like
100,000. Okay.
That's $1,250.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's another $1,400, $1,500. So, and these are all different buyers.
Yeah, good prices.
Well, Ted bought a couple here, but outside of that, like these are all different buyers, man. It's crazy.
And they may be reading stuff like you and trying to figure out like what's that special sauce to make something good.
Yeah, I just think they realize, man, like with how everything's set up right now, like it's just like I said, if you have your own horse and you run your own horse in a barn, you know what I'm saying? Like you get like racing stimuluses and kickbacks and they reward you for racing, like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't get that running with, fractional ownership with us, like you know what I'm saying? Because with everything else that I run, it's like so minimal anyway. But when you run your own horse, like my uncle, my uncle was able to get, my uncle's able to start up his own little empire now. We're gonna get him going. So, shit, he's up to like what, 3 fillies now?
That's crazy.
I got my uncle. I got him up to 3 fillies. My boy Ricky's the luckiest SOB, man. He won this freaking horse right here. Look. He won this Watsana horse with me in a fantasy football contest.
Oh, you're kidding me. And how much has he made off of that sucker?
Sheesh. Let's see. We bred a filly right off the bat, A+. We sold it. Yeah, we sold it for $800 and it's resold for $1,650.
Wow.
Then we came back with another one, got Einhorn. We kept this one. Well, they ain't racing too hot, unfortunately, but pretty sure I'm misracing it. It's okay. Which is okay, because you would think if the fillies have no wins, nobody would buy them, right?
Right.
Yeah, bullshit. Even those horses that just sold, I guarantee I go look at them, those fillies have 1 win. And they're still getting sold for $2,000.
That's crazy. Why?
Because it's the males. It's the males that have the value. Because the filly, you have to have the filly and pray that the male is the dominant gene. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You could do that with almost any filly, just like in real life. So, that's why I think the fillies just have value. Unless it's a really bad filly. And probably not. Yeah, but like I said, even Einhorn, if she's 0 for 20, when I reveal her stats, they're probably going to be just like Swansonite. And they're sisters. So, the fact is that Swansonite might have peaked earlier, and Einhorn will peak at 6 years old. But I'm not going to wait for 6 years old for a peak on a filly. Because then I missed 3 years of breeding, right? So,
right.
People understand that. But anyway, where we sold Swansonite, it got resold for $1,650. Then she popped out Einhorn, we kept it. So he's already got 2 fillies out of this freaking horse. And made, whatever, $400 to himself. Then we picked out we jumped out a colt, the A+ colt. I threw that up there for $600. That thing sold. Now this guy is selling it for less. I don't know why he's doing that. But we sold it for $600 for a colt. And then this month, he got another filly, so we kept it, called it Guns and Rosie.
You guys just.
Well, his mom's name is Rose, and we always play Rose horses at the racetrack. So, my favorite band's Guns N' Roses. So
Right.
It just seemed like a no-brainer. But anyway, see the lucky son of a bitch? This guy invested no money and has 3 fillies.
Yep.
He's got 3 fillies, counting Watsana, Einhorn, and Guns N' Roses. And he's up like, shit, what is that? 800, 600, yeah. He's up like $700. Well, he had to pay for some breeding, I guess.
But, yeah, but who cares? Still,
Yeah.
It's still all good.
He's up a few hundred. He's basically up like $400. And yeah, like I said, same with my uncle, man. Like, he came in, he got hosed a little bit because my worst horses, I feel bad. Dude, every time I thought I was buying the best horses early on, like when the game first came out, I was like, I'm going to buy the best horses with my uncle because he's the one that into it the most.
Right.
They're all the worst. They've always been the worst. And like, they just suck. I feel so bad.
Yeah, but again, it's a lot of luck, and also you have more knowledge now, so you can figure out what things to look for.
Yeah, me and him own Dice Man, so
right. So
I gave him ownership of that one. So that's a me and him horse. But oh my god, it's just crazy. He actually put in a couple $100. So, but now I made sure, like I said, I gave him English Chanel's 1 filly. He's got another one that we just bought the other night. I laid out the money. We bought a second one, so we have more to breed. Like I said, man, someone put up a 2-year-old filly for cost me like $800 with the fees. But it's already racing. It's not like I had to buy it, wait 3 months, shut it down, breed it. It's already racing, so I'm like, all right, cool. We shut it down next month, we breed it. If it pumps out a filly at an A+ or an S-, that's $1,200 or better.
Exactly. That's
it just seemed again, it just seemed like a no-brainer for people listing horses at that price, right? So I don't know, but
even if it went down, it'd still be worth it. And if the price wasn't even that high, it'd still be worth it.
Yeah, and then of course we got Joyride. Some people might not know that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They may not know that we got Joyride. D wants to know how many rarities. There's only Alter Grail's the top. No, there's not. It's not really. It's the S class, right? The S, the A, the B classes, right?
Well,
S-, S.
It goes. It started with B- as the lowest, but it can go down to D-. We just haven't. When people start inbreeding and messing up the breeding,
right,
they're gonna start throwing all these horrible ass breeds the other direction. But normally it started from B- to S+. There was only 3 S+ horses in the entire game when it started. This entire game started with 4,400 horses, of which only 3,800 were actually redeemed. So 75% of the tickets were actually redeemed. So that means that, we basically started this entire game with 3,800 horses. B- up to S+, however, as you breed, life will find a way, genetics will kick in. You can breed up, which means you can get, super horses. Kind of how I got, McFly, who's an A+ from 2 A horses, right?
Right.
In other racing games, you can't do that. You're limited as to what your horses are, which I like this a little bit better because
just a chance, right?
Yeah, you could breed 2 normal horses together and get like a virtual freaking derby winner, man. Like, how cool is that? Like, giving people a shot, dude. Like, I don't know. And again, that's probably why fillies are so expensive. Because if you're just, everybody has a shot, It's crazy. It's crazy.
Sure. Yeah, bro, and he's put so much time into this. That's why this is like, it's so interesting to hear him. And he, obviously he can't be 100% right, but like he's going to be more right than most people who play this game. And everyone's learning certain stuff, but like he's really getting into the details of everything. So,
I mean, there are big barns that violently disagree with me, and that's fine.
Right.
But the difference is, I think that they're still making money because they're making money with volume.
Right.
Because they're the bigger barns. Like, I'm not that big of a barn.
You have to get things right every once in a while, right? Like they're going to get lucky. If you have a huge barn, right, you're going to be getting fillies all the time, even if you're not percentage wise doing as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I'm a very honest person, and I mean, I'll tell you straight off the bat, like, you know, this horse hasn't raced. Goodfellow's good. Cramden's good. Dot don't care. She's just there to breed. Einhorn don't care. There to breed. McFly is awesome. Bill Weller, stay tuned. Dr. Root don't care. Just there to breed. Drop Zone, you guys have seen that horse, and I personally picked out that horse and bred that horse with my own reports. So English Chanel, don't care. She's bred from Moana. Moana is just nothing more than the horse that I sell the babies from. Right. It just happened to be a female this month, and me and my uncle kept it. So now he owns half a filly. This one won't race for 2 seasons, but find out. This one not going to race for another season, find out. This one's a Diablo kid. This one's a Joker baby, who knows? This one's stay tuned. Rail Mary turned out awesome. That was my first breed ever. Guns N' Rosy, don't know yet. Joker, awesome. You know, again, I'm always going to be realistic. Joker's Revenge. So far, not impressed. Not impressed with my Joker breeding, with my Cynthia filly. But I have 3 fillies now to breed Joker with, so if it doesn't work with the Joker's Revenge, I have other ways. But I'm going to be honest, again, I'm not happy with this horse. Shake Him Up's really good. Bred him personally. Shoot the Moon, don't know. Steps Kiss, bought her personally. Steps Revenge, don't know yet. Trixie, don't care. She's from Moana, just there to make money. Watsana, good. Weekend Moderator, awesome. Dice Man, personally bred him. He's insane. Jet's an older horse. I don't really care about that. Kapowski, I just bought because she was cheap. Moana, don't care. Old horse. River Runs Red, old horse. Runty, we'll find out. Cynthia, old horse. These are old horses. Spinderella, I bought with my own knowledge. 5 for 5. I mean, shit. What did I say? The horse cost me $125, right?
Right.
And this horse is currently up. I have to go by racing, basically. In racing is up $45. So 5 races. I've already got back a third of my money. You know? So.
Right.
And like I said, you can't really go by crown because it goes by crown based on price of where it's at. So if you were to get the crown and it goes tanking like it is now, it's just going to be weird. So,
yeah, but you kind of knew that was going to happen, though.
Oh, for sure. But there was a while where it was like you could make money racing horses and lose.
Right. I remember talking about it.
Yeah, like that was kind of cool. All right, Bruin, I got you, brother. Yeah, I'll double check and I'll check you off for the next syndicate. And we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to see which way everybody wants to go, man. I'm good either way, but I just feel like it's way more of a risk this month because just the horse selection. But like I said, I will do a mo money back guarantee where if if the horse runs basically for the first month where I'm going to cover the racing anyway, and in the second month we'll continue to race it, but we're going to have to find better spots, so it'll probably turn into that once a week, twice a week tops type of deal, but we'll still try to race it. But if it turns into 3 seasons or 3 months of like, this horse ain't doing shit,
right? I
mean, I'll probably just replace it with like one of the horses that I breed from one of my collection as like a I'm sorry type of deal, but because I'm sure it's going to happen. So,
well, I mean, you can't win on everything, right? I mean, we kind of know the risk. I mean, I certainly do.
No, but yeah, and listen, I know even Broom earlier was like, dude, we don't really care. And I know most people probably don't, but you know what? I want people to at least come in and have a somewhat enjoyable experience.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel, honestly, and I'll be 100% honest, I feel like with the races that we've had from Drop Zone alone with the wins, most people would be like, hey, you know what? With the 25 we spent, if we just watch this thing for the rest of the month and maybe a few races here and there for a few months out, like no one's ever going to complain. I feel like people have
Right.
already had the excitement and, whatever with Drop Zone. Now, again, I'm still going to race his ass every single day while we can at 2 years old because, you know.
Well, like you said, there's a discount when you race at the very beginning, too.
Right, but there's also going to be a problem. And this is what happens with, it happened with Cramden. Because I've been bitching and complaining that I can't afford to race Cramden. And it's freaking true, man. Look at this race I had to run yesterday, $40 entry.
Wow, see, that's crazy. That starts, unless you know.
Yeah, man, the freaking $40 entry. But see, I do kind of know that he is kind of that good at 7 furlongs. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But it was a 4 furlong race. But I went back and watched all of his races, and I was like, well, he's always beaten him to the lead anyway at 4. So let me just try it, right? So I ran this race, and I was so mad because if I would have won this, it was like $115 plus the kickback or whatever. So it would have been a nice win. But he got caught at the end. So what's happening is, and this could happen to Drop Zone very soon. Every time we win these races, we can no longer join the lower level for the allowance races. So we're not going to see like we're not going to see the $3, $4, $5 races.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, I think actually we might already be. I'm not gonna say priced out, but if Drop Zone hit a really long losing streak, we could quickly be in the negative with this guy. Like quickly.
Oh, of course.
Because let me check the race I joined.
By the way, Cass, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by.
Maybe not. All right, so it's 980. That's pretty reasonable. But you can see, right? Like we're racing at 420 Derby, like $5. Right. And these are the ones you could say, you know what? Right, this is why we collect the money for the month. We got the money there for the racing.
When you start getting to 40 and you want to do a couple a day,
well, I don't think we'll ever be running $40 races in the
syndicate. I don't think that would be a good idea either. But
if we do, it'll be one main syndicate horse. Like this, listen, guys. Like I know I got a championship horse available. I mean, it's gonna cost us probably like $100 each. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the cheapest, probably $100 each.
I mean, just getting even getting like Joyride or whatever, it's expensive.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, actually, it would probably cost more than $100. It would be hard. It would be really hard for me to calculate how much a syndicate championship horse would cost to run. Because I mean, like I said,
you'd have to figure it out. How many races would you do a week?
I mean, the higher level races don't run as often, obviously. So it's like, like let me look at Cramden, right? So you saw how often I run Drop Zone. We saw that. I run them like every day, every other day if possible. So I mean, look at Cramden. So I mean, I ran them 2 days in between, a day, 2 days. But then I started getting big breaks here. I started getting 3 days. Yeah, 3 days here, 2 days here. I caught a day, 2 days. But I know, like now, I was really just throwing him in anything, huh? Damn, I wasted some money. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I threw him in that race yesterday, and thankfully he did enough to at least make some money. But I don't know, man. Like I'm thinking like $30 to $40 a race. If you ran twice a week, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say on average like $300 a month for racing. I mean, an S- horse would cost upwards of like $750. So maybe my price is on point. I was probably accurate. But we'd have to make that decision on that horse right after the first month. There would be no
Right.
like waiting around.
No, exactly.
Because when you race these horses as 3 years old, as 3-year-olds, oh my god, it's crazy, man. But if you're not winning, right? Because that's what happened with Crandon. I was like, man, where the hell? Like, look at this. This 1400 Derby allowance race.
Right.
Like, honestly, for an S minus horse, I have no problem with that price. It's like 1750.
Right.
Listen, you're running a $700 horse, $1,000 horse. It shouldn't be a four. It shouldn't be a $4 or $5 race. Like, I get that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it shouldn't be 3240 is like the minimum, like I'm dealing with now. But the problem is, every time you win, these types of races are no longer available. They're not an option to me because I basically won too many races.
Every time, and I'm gonna have to probably get going here pretty soon.
Yeah, I gotta break out by 3:30.
Every time?
Well, not every time, but like, so
like every 3 races, or I'm just saying.
Well, no. So in the beginning, you can have like there's non-winners of 1, non-winners of 2, non-winners of 3, non-winners of 4. So after you win a race, you can't run the non-winners of 1 anymore. After you win 2 races, you can't run the non-winners of 2 anymore. And those just tend to be cheaper, I guess. So.
Right.
And I don't know if they really planned it that way. It seems like they did. It's calculated, but personally, I would like to see like half the races, like if normally they're 32, maybe like even a third of the time, just put one in there for like 15.
Right.
Like not even half, just like a third. Put some cheaper racing in there. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, because you're gonna. It gets expensive, right? It's like if I say like gambling, like penny slots, right? Like there's no real penny slots. There's 20 cents or 60 cents, but there's a price where it starts getting expensive if you want to play a lot, right?
Well,
and that's the key. You want to be able to be in a good amount of races.
Yeah, I'm going to show you my thing for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you this for tomorrow. Then we're gonna get out of here. Never gonna do this again. So, just to give you an idea,
right?
This is my racing fucking bill for tomorrow.
Thanks, bro.
16, 7. Oh wait, that's not. I'm like 92. I did not join a $92 race. Holy shit, that just scared the crap out of me. Whew. Okay, here, this is better. 1050, 18 bucks, 438, 1050, 1125, $14. You know what? I'll just round it. Let's go 10, 29, 34, 44, 55, 69, 95, 125, 132. So my racing bill for today is $132.
Right. But you have a big barn and you got fillies you've sold and you've got the money laying around. And
No. The reason I only run one S minus. That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine trying to run?
Oh yeah, if you
like
try
championship caliber horses. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So like for the syndicate, we should be running. Like I said, I want to keep it like the A minuses, the A's. Right. I do have an A available for the syndicate this month. Like we'll figure it out. We can vote. There's 2 horses available, so
okay.
We'll let people vote. It's either going to be Bill the Fisherman, Bill Weller, or Shoot the Moon. Personally, I think Shoot the Moon would be a better fit for us, obviously. I just don't know who's going to be better or worse.
Yeah, how are you can't know that until we get a racing. So, but that's fine. That's what this is all about, kind of practicing, figuring out what is worth getting. So Broom was asking, are we going to be up for the drop tomorrow? I might be. I feel like Mo won't be. It is Shelby Cobra's birthday today.
Oh shit, happy birthday, Cobra.
Yeah. So, but she's not, we're not doing anything till 4. So I will be, probably will get up for this. And then we've got to do some PFL stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I figured like we do actually have to make some legit horse in the race.
Yes. Well,
Pre-cut
absolutely.
content.
Yeah. We got to actually make some content.
But I really just wanted to do what we did tonight.
Just
was
now.
just like, we'll just get you all caught up.
Totally.
I was gonna make a new, instead of doing horsing around, I was gonna make a whole new overlay, but I didn't feel like making more overlays today.
You made a good amount.
I was gonna call it the ketch up, and I was gonna put you in a hot dog bun, and me and Shelby Cobra pouring mustard and ketchup on you.
That would be fun to see. Actually,
the ketchup would be funny. Where we sit around, just catch up on what's been going on.
Well, I'm sure you're going to work on it at some point.
Right. Yeah, once you give me good footage.
I'll give you some good footage, or we'll come up with a cartoon version of me. Ronnie Letta said he'll be up.
Bruin yeah, how the hell are you guys so awake? You guys, I've seen you guys in like, oh, you guys were on like this. Holy crap. I've seen you guys in like streams since 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, they've been on here as long as we have.
I took a break to watch 90 Day. Matter of fact, I'm going to go finish.
Oh, yeah, actually, we did too. We did too. But by the way, let's just do this real quick. Well, if I can pull this up. If I can pull up my Cryptoys, I want to open up a cube.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I should have saved the cube to open with you, but I didn't.
That's all right. That's no biggie.
Because Steph wanted to open...
Trust me, like
a couple cubes, and then they invited me on the show,
stream,
and I was like, well, I wanted to go on the stream represent for Skin and Bones, but I was like, shit, my last cubes.
All right, so
I got the Grail Pluto.
That's crazy. That's what I need. Oh, I would kill to get it. All right, so let me see if I can share this real quick, and then we'll head out.
I have one other piece of news.
Yeah, give that first, and then you can bring me up. Why is that not going off? What?
I don't know news that I have.
There you go.
Something horse related. Oh yeah, Drop Zone's already in a race. Oh, it's not today. Never mind. Stay tuned. Check the Discord. I'll post it there. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 11:06. I don't know if there's any drops tomorrow.
Yeah, there is. Wednesday. We've got the VV drop.
Okay. Well, if I'm awake for that one.
It's nothing special, but it's a drop. So yeah, I might do it if I'm awake, and Mo will drop by if he is, or if we're lucky, he will be up at the same time as me. We'll actually produce it.
So. Yeah. Well, either way, we'll be running. Drop Zone will be running a race at 11:06.
Yep. And
it's 11 furlongs. His distance, he's undefeated at. So.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, so let's go do this real quick. Let's see if I can get myself an Ultra Grail. I'm not expecting it. Expecting like a common or another legendary Mickey Mouse will be my 5th one. All right, I'm gonna just go 2. Let's do it. I'm not expecting anything crazy. So.
Doom, 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 doom. I was doing that damn bass trombone for 2 weeks now. Oh, B, remind me to show you my new talent tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, nice! I think I needed that. Was that what I needed?
The legendary. Nice.
Hold on. I think that... Oh, no. I think I needed the Pluto. Well, 1883. Maybe I didn't need that one.
We pulled that one.
I mean, that might be my 2nd one. Oh, I'm onto a 3rd page. Woohoo. All right, so legendary. What do we got here? Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. So wait, I didn't need that?
From Mickey Mouse to the poorhouse. Jesus Christ, look at you.
Look at that. So there you go. So now I got... Wait, I thought I had... No, I guess I don't have the legendary Pluto. That is what I need. And the Grail Pluto. All right, cool. 2 more Plutos, and I'll have the other set. When does the... I think it's December is the final snapshot. Maybe November for the Mickey Mouse Sorcerer airdrop. Something like that.
Yeah, I got to check my collector's map. I know I leveled up.
I've got all the commons and all the rares, I think.
Actually, I leveled up before I got the Grail Pluto. Now I probably really leveled up. Yeah, I gotta check into that.
I got
Honestly, I would have made a more valiant attempt for it because I only need the Grail Mini, I think, for the top stuff, and then like the rares. But man, if I didn't get like 11 freaking common Mickeys, man.
I know, right? That's what I'm
Oh
looking at my
man.
comments. I got 1, 2.
If I only needed like a few, I'm pretty sure I need like. Well, I need a few, but well.
I mean, I can't be upset. I got the 2 Grail. I got the Mickey and the Mini Grail. I need the Pluto Grail. I need the Pluto Legendary. And I've got common and rare. Is that right? Yeah, common, because I've got a common mini open. So yeah, so I guess there's another mini. I got a lot of doubles, but either way, I've got a pretty good set. Is that right? Pluto Mickey. Yeah, so there you go. So I got the common and the rares, and now I need the 2 Plutos for the legendary and the grails. So that's going to be pretty hard to put together.
Hey, BE. Baby, I got your comments.
I just need an Ultra Grail, actually. If I could, don't give me any of that other stuff. Just give me an Ultra Grail and I'll be happy. But yes, D. I might actually get a set.
Yo, can I tell you something about D? I'm so glad, D, that you've been coming around and hanging out. I've been hanging out at your streams. I'm telling you, BE, I was sitting there with the stream with her tonight, and she's been doing it a lot lately. I find it so funny. Somebody will say something, and in my brain, I'll start singing a song to myself, and I'm like, I don't want to start singing on stream all the time, and then like, but 9 out of 10 times, like tonight, D would just start singing exactly
the song
like it was
you
in
were
my
thinking.
Brain.
There you go.
And I'm like, I love it. It's so good.
You're connected on a certain level there.
It's just nice, man. I enjoy the vibes, bro. It's so nice to have the. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a lot of fun to hang out with everyone. That's why we got to do the cruise.
Right? Oh, for
that
sure.
Would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but do you really want to put us like you really want to put us all like enclosed in an area together where it's like we might not be friends when all said and done?
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares.
They're like, and here's the story of an old group named Skin and Bones.
Right, exactly.
A blossoming friendship put forth by VV and Cryptoys, now torn apart upon a pier upon a cruise ship.
We'll
they
just
went
do
on
karaoke.
as friends.
We'll have a couple drinks,
brothers,
and do karaoke. It's
left as sworn enemies.
Yeah, Bruin's saying you're throwing me overboard.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. It'll be fun. At least it'll be
I can't lift you.
That might
listen, I'm gonna meet V. Listen, I'm gonna meet VE. We have to record it. Tell Shelby to record it because I want to see the meeting when I meet VE for the first time, and he looks at me and goes, "You're the guy that talks all that shit."
Dude, I've already seen you. So
he's like, bro.
I'm not gonna be surprised.
That is true.
I'm not gonna be surprised.
But
and I wouldn't care. Funny. I wouldn't care if you were, 10 foot tall. Or
no, I know.
I'd still hate you either way.
This is gonna be funny. He's like, wow, Mo really, like Mo's got a lot of balls, man. This guy runs his mouth like that, and then he goes out to meet people in real life, looking like Slim Shady and shit.
Yeah, well, you're a New Yorker. That's what
I look like Eminem on a diet. The Slim Shady version, not new and improved rich Eminem.
The rich one.
The one that has a beard and actually has a freaking like a gut.
That's funny.
I'm talking about starving Eminem when he was on Dr. Dre's shit.
Right, exactly. When he had to work for his money.
Yeah, you put that one on a diet, and that's me.
That's funny. We'll make it happen. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so tomorrow, I guess it's going to be up in the air. I will probably be up, just knowing me, just because Shelby Cobra's fucking wake my ass up anyways. So I will be up. Everyone, thank you for coming by. Everyone in the chat, Bruin D. Just going up through everyone, making sure. Is it just been, and Ronnie Lido, I got to go up a little bit more. There's other people in here because I see more than one.
There's a bunch of people, man.
Cass might still be in here, but yeah, everyone who came by, thank you for hanging out. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but we love you. And Mo, thanks for coming on. I'll let you take us out, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I almost took myself out during the show because I didn't realize that about halfway through I picked up my other pen, my other vape, and I was ripping this thing for about a half hour. So before I realized it. So yeah, for what it's worth.
You almost passed out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go actually run a marathon right now because I'm feeling good. But yes, thank you, VE. Glad your router seems to be working. Thank you, D, and everybody else for coming to hang out. Ronnie, Bruin, go down the list again. My eyes are shot. Thank you guys. Be kind, rewind, all that good stuff, and we will catch you guys next time on the flip. Actually, it's called the drop zone now. It's not even called the flip anymore. Yeah, with the drop zone.
It is what it is. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Exactly.
Peace.
Peace.